You are looking live at Dub Ferris Stadium on San Antonio's north side. It's Little Caesars Week 6 of Thursday Night Lights, and you can see it right there in the logo. It's the Gucci Bowl. It's Churchill and Clark coming up on Thursday Night Lights. Good evening, everybody. Don Harris along with Chuck Mikatinik for this game between the Cougars and the Chargers, the 45th meeting of the Gucci Bowl. They've been playing this since 1984. And, Chuck, I know what you're saying. Don, that's only 41 years. How can it be 45? Well, because they've met a few times in the playoffs as well. So Churchill owns the series, 27-17-2, but Clark is rolling this year.
Clark is rolling. They are a fixture and have been for the last few weeks in our TNL poll. But, Don, to your point, right, last year the Clark Cougars were a playoff team, and yet Churchill came out on the plus side of that ball game last year. So, hey, look, both of these teams only have one district ball game under their belt so far. So, hey, Churchill can get right back into the thick of this race with a victory here tonight. It's the Gucci Bowl. Everything is Gucci. Little sauce for the goose with both of these teams in the same league now.
Yeah, an added meaning because of that, right? It used to kick off the year as a non-district game. Now it means perhaps playoffs or not. The Chargers led by their quarterback, Aiden Hillner.
So Churchill's got two really outstanding quarterbacks. Both have earned the right to play this year. Aiden Hillner doing a great job this year getting the ball down the field, as you see, through 4 games, almost 400 yards passing, hasn't turned the ball over. Coaching staff says nothing but great things about this guy as a leader, as a teammate, in the classroom. He gives it to you all. Churchill is really banged up this evening in particular. Aiden Hillner is going to have to be really good tonight for Winston Churchill to get the ball game.
If you're patrolling the sidelines before the game and you see Michael Wonkwo, you go, okay, there's a guy who looks like a college football player. He looks the part, he runs the part, and he's only been playing football for 2 years.
You know, the fascinating thing is that if you ask any of the Clark people, they'll say, yeah, there's a football player, but they see a future doctor right there. This guy's been absolute money in the classroom, too. The one thing that everybody is sure of at Clark, they know he's going to play football at the next level. They don't know where. What they do know is that this young man's going to be a doctor at some point. I mean, he's that kind of elite level brain, but he is a physical specimen too. 6'4", 210. Don, he runs a 4.6. We're going to be seeing a lot of Wonkwo tonight.
He will be terrorizing the Churchill offense, or at least trying to. There's the Chargers. There's the Cougars. Coming up next, it is our Gamez Law Firm keys to the game. Stick around. TNL is straight ahead.
This is Little Caesars Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Gamez Law Firm.
Welcome back to Churchill and Clark on Little Caesar Thursday Night Lights. It is Gucci Bowl 45 here tonight at Dub Ferris Stadium. Right now, time for our Gamez Law Firm keys to the game. Chuck, let's start with Coach Nate Shaw and those Chargers who are trying to get their first district win.
Yeah, big ball game tonight for everybody, right? But for Coach Shaw and company, they want to get the ball to their playmakers. They've got a good quarterback, really explosive, dynamic running back, good receivers. It's going to be important that those guys have a big game tonight. Key up on keys. What we mean by that, look, Churchill is really banged up coming into this ball game. They're going to have a lot of young dudes in there. So these guys need to just make sure they're in the right spots tonight. And then let's see if they can make something happen on special teams. Be special there.
Here's Chargers coach Nate Shaw.
long season left, like you said, 6 games left, but all we can worry about is this one and take care of today, win today, not necessarily getting so caught up in who wins that game or who wins this game, but focusing on what we can controlling the controllables, and that's for us, giving great effort, having a good attitude, and playing with good character.
Meanwhile, the Clark Cougars ranked number 7 in our TNL top 10. They are undefeated. Chuck, the keys for the Cougs.
You know, it's always interesting, Don, when you talk to J.L. Geis and you ask him for 3 keys, you get like 100. So this is definitely the Reader's Digest version from one of the most detail-oriented programs in town. First off, control the explosives on defense. Do not give up any big plays, or at least limit them for sure. I want to get some pressure on the Churchill quarterbacks on defense and see tonight if they can shorten up this game by establishing the run.
Here's Coach Geist.
I don't look at the 4-0 part of it. I look at we won 1 district game right now. And so to us, we're kind of where we need to be in terms of the start of district. And it's great that we were able to win those games before district started. And it's great that we have a district win, but we're nowhere near being where we need to be if we want to be one of the 4 playoff teams. We've got to still battle. It's a very competitive district. Everybody is going to show up and give their absolute best, and it's going to be a tough road.
As a true coach would say, right? Well, he knows he's going to have his hands full tonight because it doesn't matter who's better when they play this one. It's the Gucci Bowl. It is Churchill and Clark, and when we come back, we'll have our national anthem as we close in on kickoff from Ferris Stadium.
Tonight's broadcast of Thursday Night Lights is sponsored by Little Caesars, the Gamez Law Firm, Beluga Air, DH Plumbing, Rushmax, Mega Furniture, San Antonio Sports, Valero, Absolute Power Electrical Contractors, Christus Children's, Gautier Formal Dresses, The Good Feet Store, Collision Experts of Alamo Heights, South Texas Family Medicine and Urgent Care, TELUS Equipment, Ideal Precision Roofing, Brazilian Top Team, and Monarch Trophy Studio.
We are closing in on kickoff. JL Geist squad just came through a very imposing banner with the new Coug. It is time for the color guard and our national anthem. Let's turn it over to our public address announcer, Lou Calusa.
This week, Northside would like to honor all active duty members of our armed forces as well as all military veterans. We acknowledge the legacy of profound service and sacrifice they have upheld in pursuit of a more perfect union. We also pay tribute to all first responders and the critical resources they provide our great nation. Standing in the north end zone, we have several current and former members of our nation's military, as well as a variety of first responders. In addition, we would like to ask any veteran, any active duty member of the armed forces, or any first responder still seated in the stands to stand and be recognized. Of their efforts, our nation still stands strong. Our founding principles still shine, and nations of the world know the blessings of freedom. Let us rededicate ourselves to serving them as well as they have served the United States of America. Thank you for all your service. Again, let's show our appreciation for all these heroes. Standing at midfield, presenting our nation's colors this evening is the color guard from the Texas 793rd Air Force Junior ROTC from Clark High School. Commanding and carrying the American flag, Cadet Colonel Matthew Luigi. Carrying the Texas flag, Cadet Second Lieutenant Isla LaFlamme. The American Guard, Cadet Second Lieutenant Richard Vallardes. The Texas Guard, Cadet Captain Ainsley Johnston. At this time, we ask you to please rise and remove your hat to honor America, our currently serving members of our armed forces, and our veterans. Our national anthem this evening will be sung by the combined choirs from Churchill under the direction of Allison Cavazos and Clark under the direction of Leslie Paleo. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Game Time Weather is sponsored by Beluga Air.
Welcome back. It is time for our Beluga Air Game Time Weather. It is 89 degrees with wind out of the east-southeast at 4 miles an hour. Seemed a little breezier than that down on the field before kickoff. Actually, it's a very nice night, not oppressive at all with the heat as that sun started to set. So it's a great night for football. Churchill won the toss, elected to defer. So the Chargers will kick it off. Xavier Gamez and Elisha Johnson, a couple of speedsters back for the Clark Cougars. Both guys will be featured prominently tonight in the offense. Gamez as a running back, Johnson as a receiver. And kicking off for the Chargers is Jason Cardenas. The first half kickoff sponsored by the Good Feed Store. Johnson will let it go into the end zone. It'll be a touchback, and we'll see that Clark offense here first tonight.
Yeah, Don 4-0 to start the year. Obviously some signature wins along the way. You got big close win over Sotomayor, who we had ranked in our poll at the beginning of the year. And then they got a sneaky win against East Central, another quality ball club. Here we are, the Clark Cougars. First time in well over a decade that they've started the year 4-0.
They're led by quarterback Isaiah Santillan, who has completed 63% of his passes on the year for 675 yards and 7 touchdowns. He wants to throw on first down over the middle. It's broken up. Ethan Arambai back there to make the play. There you look at Santillan, part of our Ideal Precision Roofing and Exteriors player profiles. He's academic all-district. He's in the National Honor Society and the Student Council as well. 2nd and 10 for the Cougs.
Yeah, look like he lost his footing a little bit there before that throw on the last play.
Inside handoff to Canavas. He has nowhere to go as 3 Chargers are there right up front, including Ethan Bird, who was one of the first ones there along with Jimmy Curry.
Yeah, Alvarado, the big nose tackle, he was there as well. Not fooling anybody on that Churchill defensive line on that play.
That'll set up 3rd down and 10 for the Cougars. Marcus Garza and Nathan McManus come in a tight formation. They pitch it to Johnson around the sideline. He gets the first down and more. Elisha Johnson showing his speed. All-district performer for a year ago. Their leading receiver with 478 yards and 3 touchdowns coming in.
You knew that was going to be a big play, too. The heck with throwing it on 3rd and long, right? When they had Xavier Canavas, was a good 7-8 yards down the field, 0, looking to hit somebody, and finally did, but Sticks already picked up.
It's a Rushmax first down for the Cougars as they looking to air it out and go deep. One-on-one coverage and just overthrown as he was looking for his intended receiver, Jackson Shannon, the junior.
Yeah, and Marcus Garza, number 5, actually beat a double team, was wide open too. So Clark trying to hit a home run ball early as we take a look at the Chargers on defense. Don, we're going to be talking about it a lot tonight. They are running a lot of young guys out here tonight because of injury. Coaches really like what they see, though, from these young guys.
Here's Johnson again. Now they turn and hand it to Canavas, who's trying to get outside. He's got the speed to do that. He does. And he's near another Rushmax first down, just short, gain of 9. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Oh, what a great open field tackle right there by Jimmy Curry, the senior. Talk about a guy going sideline to sideline on this one. There he goes, right from the hash mark. And a shoestring tackle to stop him from picking up the sticks.
They go with a tight bunch formation, tush push, but he fumbles, stumbles, and is short. Santillan on the snap. I don't know if he lost a handle or his footing for the 2nd time tonight, but that's a loss of a yard. It'll set up 4th down and a long 2.
Yeah, in order to do the tush push, you got to make sure that you get the exchange.
All right, so they're going to go for it here on 4th and 2, right at midfield. And they'll run it. Chargers get good penetration, and they keep them short. The Churchill defense holds. It'll be a turnover on downs. Great early penetration, and then 2 or 3 other Chargers backed it up to make the tackle.
Well, just the way Nate Shaw would draw it up. Got guys in the backfield already. 92 there to blow it up, and then 7. That's the previous play. But they had a lot of guys jumping in on that backfield to stuff that one, and a huge early defensive stand here by the Chargers.
Let's see if Churchill can build on that momentum with their first possession. It's Aiden Hillner, the senior. He might share duties tonight. He fires on the slant. That ball's completed. And it'll be 2nd down after a gain of about 7. Jaden Watkins on the reception.
Be hard to kind of squeeze these starting lineups in. Churchill trying to go in a hustle formation here.
Caleb Rond is their star running back, number 2. We'll see a lot of him tonight. And he's hit. The ball's out, but Churchill recovers. Big number 74 was there to fall on it. That's Danny Leone.
And guess who was there to cause the hit?
Michael Wonkwa, number 45. Well, it's 33.
Oh, I beg your pardon. It was 33.
Aiden O'Donnell.
Well, see, he just wanted to get in there and do wah-wah before we even had a chance to. Yeah, Aiden O'Donnell coming clean, and well done, young man.
We're going to see Wonkwa from the other side, number 45, as the quarterback keeps here. Hilda still fighting for a couple, getting some help from his teammates, and falls forward all the way down to about the 38, setting up 3rd down and manageable. 4th down and 5. And the Chargers line up as if they're going to punt it away. Back deep, Jackson Shannon. Cardenas, the place kicker, also acts as the punter here, and they're going to try to back up the Cougars. Good penetration, but he gets it away. That's when they sail into the end zone, and he got too much of that one. So, the Clark Cougars will have it in a 0-0 first quarter ball game here at Ferris Stadium when we come back.
Welcome back to the Gucci Bowl here on TNL tonight over at Ferris Stadium. It is Little Caesars Thursday Night Lights presented by the Gamez Law Firm. Here with our sponsor on TNL, Little Caesars, Chris Vasquez representing them today. Chris, how are you today, man?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Doing great. You guys are our title sponsor this year. Why did you choose to sponsor TNL this season?
Well, we love our community. We've been in San Antonio since 1984. Many more years to come. We want to support our community. We love our community. Without the community, we would not be here. So we just want to let everybody know that we love our community and we're here for everybody.
Awesome. Yeah, you guys have been serving basically. So the Gucci Bowl has been around since 1984. So is Little Caesars here in San Antonio. So that's pretty cool. How do people get in touch with you guys? How do people order the game day favors?
Okay, our best way to get a hold of us is through our Little Caesars app on our website. We have special deals that are available only online. And then, of course, you can always come to our facilities. We have a great walk-in service, and we also have a lot of drive-through stores, so you're more than welcome to do that. And, of course, you can use our door dashing and our Uber Eats available as well.
Little Caesars did save my life when I was in college. Just really late night, $5 pizzas, especially as a football player. So we got something cooking today. What'd you bring with this?
This is our famous stuffed crust pizza. It is a nice pepperoni pizza. You got that right. Look at that. There you go. See that pull right there? Oh yeah, really nice right there.
Let's try that out. I'm gonna go straight for the corner.
The crust, yes.
I feel like I'm in college again. I can't eat like that anymore though. So that's all we got for you guys for now, guys. Go back up to you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Matthew. Great job. Our thanks to Little Caesars being the title sponsor as the Churchill defense holds again. And at this spot on the field at the 27-yard line, the Cougs will elect to punt it away.
Well, that was one of their keys. Coaches were telling us that they wanted to get Xavier Cannabis in his 30 touches per game realm because he was a little down on the numbers last week. But looks like Churchill is equal to the task so far in this football game.
Good kick by Sim. Backs Churchill all the way up to the 30. Good coverage as well. And the Chargers will have it at about the 33.5. And we're back in 15 seconds.
At Brazilian Top Team San Antonio, our kids and teen classes build more than strength. From anti-bullying to mental resilience, your child becomes part of a community that lifts them up. Sign up today for a free trial class at bttsa.com.
So we'll see what the Charger offense can do with this possession. After the defense has really stepped up, it's a Rushmax first down, and they hand it and going nowhere. And Chuck, this too is not Wonkwo, it's 95. Playing right next to him is Ezekiel Sarita, and maybe O'Donnell and Sarita are a little inspired by playing next to 45, who makes lots of plays.
Yeah, they've got some really good defensive linemen on this year's squad, and they play like a hybrid 3-4. Jeepers, they're getting some guys in the backfield early in this football game.
Loss of one, it's second down. Looks like we might have had offside there. That could have been a free play. I think we had a Cougar jump unless he was drawn offsides.
And Sarita's one of those guys that the Cougs were missing earlier in the year. He missed a couple of games, but obviously back to full speed.
Offside. Defense, number 95. 5-yard penalty. Replay second down.
Jason Ogren, our referee tonight. Jason's been on TNO many times as a back judge. He got promoted this year to the white hat. So congratulations to Jason. All these officials out here. Got a chance to talk to a lot of them pregame. And these guys do a great job volunteering their time for high school sports. We can always use more of these officials. The swing pass to the right-hand side and another good tackle in the open field. That was Braden Black coming up to make the play.
Yeah, aptly pointing the bells, too, after that play by Braden Black, as in Metallica, the Black Album. Well done, too.
What do you know about that, Chuck?
I don't know anything. I don't even know why I referenced it.
Third down and 7 for the Chargers. So they're going to throw under pressure. And is forced out of bounds. And a flag flies. Wow, unnecessary. He's going to give Churchill 15 yards, a personal foul, and automatic first down. That was just... Clark was off the field, and instead this extracurricular outside is going to cost him 15.
Yeah, really good job by Aiden Hillner, Don, in the pocket. Really good with his feet, escaped when he needed to. Obviously, he was just trying to get to the sideline, but...
Personal foul, defense, number 14. Late hit, out of bounds. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
2-yard scamper turns into 15 more.
Wasn't much, but it was contact, and the official was standing right there. So it's a Rushmax first down for the Chargers. Inside handoff here and good yardage on first down. And a big hit at the end of that one.
Colby Ron.
Well, Dom Moore. Who
B-Day?
Yeah, Dom Moore, who was penalized on the last play, I think was showing some frustration there because he came up and laid the wood on Caleb Braun.
Oh, everything's Gucci tonight, man. A lot riding on this ball game.
Second down and 5. 4:40 here in the first. Hillner over the middle, and it was dropped by the intended receiver. Good coverage back there by a host of Cougars, including Brett Garza and Carlos Camarillo.
JP Hinojosa back there as well. Getting the Churchill quarterback out of his comfort zone, getting him out on the outside. Darn near made a good throw there.
3rd down and 5. And an awkward-looking exchange, but breaking free to the 20 and to the house. Caleb Ron, touchdown, Chargers.
When you talk about water bugs, did you see those feet?
Fine space, Kenny.
Yeah, they were hoping that Caleb was going to have a breakout game, the most explosive player in the district, perhaps. They are having a hard time getting into the 2nd and 3rd levels. Not right there. Wow.
Cardenas for the extra point, high snap. But good hold, and a kick is good. It is 7-0 Churchill, thanks to Caleb Ron on a kind of an awkward-looking exchange on the pitch out, but he turned it into something great.
Back here on Little Caesars Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Gamez Law Firm. We're joined by another key sponsor here on TNL. We have Crystal from the Gamez Law Firm. How are you?
Good. How are you doing tonight?
Doing great. Watching your Cougars here. Cougars Clark class of 2001.
Oh, boy. This game brings back memories. Gucci Bowl.
I'm not trying to age you or anything. Don't worry. I'm just
kind of called me out there for a second.
Well, I almost... You can tell the height difference. I almost did this on my knees because it would have been really funny, but we'll just go back to Gamez. Anyway, you guys have been serving the community here 50 years. Why is this community so important to Gamez and to all the lawyers there?
We're a homegrown firm. We started out at a small office off of Hildebrand, and now we're at our current location on Moss Rock. Gamez Law is just very, very tied into the community. We do things differently. We give back to the community in more ways than one. Not only do we provide outstanding legal services for our personal injury clients, but we also do things like give away prom dresses to young people for formal events. We were down in Centerpoint and in Kerrville after the floods. With the rest of the year coming up, we have a haunted house on October 18th at the firm. And then our favorite time of year is coming up, Christmas and Thanksgiving. Keep a lookout for food drive, turkey giveaways, toy drives, visits from Santa. Who knows what we have up our sleeves?
Do you like haunted houses?
No, I am not a fan of haunted houses.
Me either. We'll be like eating pizza somewhere, Crystal and I. I don't like haunted houses either. Spooky season is never. What's different about the Gamez Law Firm? What do people get?
I think with the Gamez Law Firm, you get that family feel. Like I said, we do things differently there. We're tied into the community. Mr. and Mrs. Gamez, their children are from the community. Their grandchildren are growing up in the community. My daughter's growing up in this community. So we try to do our best to make sure that people know we're here for them and that we stand behind the work we do. And most importantly, that people know that Gamez Law fights and Gamez Law cares.
And with a Cougar at Gamez Law, we know that Gamez is Gucci. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Matt. Yeah, our appreciation to Mr. and Mrs. Gamez for all they do for kids and for Thursday Night Lights as Clark's going down field and had him down there. Just missed the receiver Marcus Garza, did Isaiah Santillan. And that'll set up 3rd down and 5. And Chuck, something tells me they're going to hit on one of these soon. They've had a couple of good routes run and guys wide open. It just missed them.
Yeah, trying to get that home run, trying to get that touchdown back, obviously, J.L. Geist and his staff. And yeah, Don, you're right. They had a run play, or a pass play earlier. They had 2 guys wide open on a deep one. They just couldn't make it happen.
Going to fire here on the out route, and that's caught. Good for another Rushmax 1st down, and that's Elisha Johnson. As we told you at the outset, they love Canvas to carry it. They love to throw it to Johnson. He's got 23 catches for 478 yards and 3 touchdowns coming in.
Yeah, EJ, he's the guy, they got him at slot, they got him in the backfield, they got him everywhere. He's another one of those super athletes that Clark possesses too.
So new set of downs, and now handed to Canvas. Finding a seam, but coming through, and did he break that tackle? I thought he was on the ground.
Yeah, I thought so too. 41 looked like he had him wrapped up, but Canvas showing you how strong and powerful those legs are.
Gets a
Able to
few
pick
extra.
Yeah, able to pick up something on that. Clark stringing it out. Got the big boys down there blocking. 41 doing a great job.
He fell on
shooting
top
the
of him.
gap. Yeah, there you go.
Second down and 8. Santillon hands off to a new ball carrier, getting the corner and down the sideline, pushed out short of the sticks. That was Nathan McManus. Plays wide receiver for these Cougs.
Yeah, Jimmy Curry, number 7, who's been all over the field in a short time here in this first quarter, but he was acting as though he was held on that play.
There's our Gautier Formal Dresses band cam as it sets up a 3rd down and 1 for Clark. They're going to throw it, a little swing in the flat. They complete it and pick up another Rushmax first down, and that's McManus again.
So you see what having a couple of wide receivers get down the field, even though they haven't made any connections on those yet, what it does for your offense. They're sending some deep guys, and they're working the underneath routes right now, and it's really working well for these Chargers here on this particular drive.
So it's another Rushmax first down for the Cougs. They pitch it on the reverse, and again, staying at home and doing good job staying in his lane to force it out of bounds is 22 for the Chargers. That's Mason Cortez.
Yeah, Mason coming into this ball game with 18 tackles, a pass deflection, 2 forced fumbles, and a pick. So this dude has been very productive in this 4-game schedule so far for the Chargers.
So a loss on the play of about 5. We'll call it 2nd down and 15. Santillon looking deep again. That one's tipped at the line of scrimmage and falls incomplete. But again, good pressure by that Charger defensive front. Jackson Crump getting in there to get a hand on it.
We weren't sure if Jackson Crump was going to play tonight, but obviously he made his presence known. Been battling through the injury bug himself, but what a play right here to break this one up. Beat one guy, beats 2 guys to the quarterback, gets himself a PBU.
3rd down and long, going long again. Santillon got a man, and it's incomplete. The 3rd time tonight that they've had a 30 to 40 yard completion just not quite connect.
And that was on 3rd and forever too. So it has been all you can eat for the Clark Cougars in terms of getting some of their speed guys downfield, but to this point have not hit on a single one of these deep balls. As we take another look at the batted ball. You get a pressure and a batted ball in one play.
David Sem will punt it away. We have a whistle pre-snap. Yeah, Jackson Shannon was wide open a couple of times. He's got speed. The first time Santillon overshot him, and the second time
False
Shannon's
start.
going to wish he had that one
Offense,
back.
number 14. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
So they'll just make him back up and punt it again. Sam will stand at his 33. 2 Chargers way back after that last punt from Sam that was really good. This one will be fielded and recovered up by number 6 for the Clark Cougars. Carlos Camarillo, good punt coverage down there, and Churchill will be backed up when we come back.
Welcome back to Little Caesars Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Gamez Law Firm. Here with another one of our key sponsors, Joe Corchado, the owner of Beluga Air. We call him Mr. Beluga Joe over here. Joe, how are you?
Good. How y'all doing tonight?
Doing all right. Doing all right. I haven't seen you in a couple weeks. Alejandro, what's going on, dude? We're gonna get him to say it eventually. We got a couple more weeks here. But anyway, you guys are the title or the sponsor of our Scholar Athlete. Why did you guys choose to sponsor the athletes here in San Antonio?
It's just an honor to reward back to students that's putting the effort in the class and then on the field.
So I'm still wearing shorts today, but it's starting to get a little cooler. We're not sweating as much down here. People are going to have to start getting their ACs tuned up and whatnot, or their heaters tuned up. What should people know about it?
Right now, the weather's going to be up and down, so we could get a cold front. It could be hot. Right now, making sure that the heater's working, no gas leaks, no carbon monoxide. All the electrical components are working. My son's going something. Yeah.
He's not saying exactly.
No. But again, it's just making sure we're keeping your family safe at home with the heat maintenance. So that's the goal.
And when people turn on their heaters for the first time this winter, it's going to make some noises, might have a smell. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so a lot of the heaters have a little bit of dust buildup, so you're going to smell a burning smell. And it's just, oh, sorry. I'm very genuine here, everybody. I'm a natural guy. But at the end of the day, it's just making sure your homes is safe. But give us a call so we can come out and turn them on before all that happens.
Sorry, we'll get it back up to you guys so we don't miss any more action. And maybe next week Alejandro will say, don't blow your money, call Beluga Air. Right, Alejandro?
Right. Close enough. How about Caleb Ron's night so far? Is this one coming back?
There's a gaping hole, but man, does this guy have elite feet. Can't say enough about a human water bug, the way he moves.
They just spotted at close to midfield. We'll call it the 47.5. It'll be a Rushmax first down as we get near the end of the first quarter. 1:14 left to play. Pitch it on the reverse, fake the reverse. Now throw it into the flat, and they just missed their guy. So he was looking for Rond again.
Can you blame him?
Why
I think
not?
Good things are going to happen, right?
Why not?
Yeah,
There's Nate Shaw.
Yeah, Coach Nate talking about trying to get to the ball as much as possible. You can understand why. The guy looks different running with the ball.
Here's a look at that Churchill starting offense. As Rond at the very bottom there has been the bell cow here. They hand it to him again, and this time he's gang tackled by the Cougars. And doing a great job up front with that tackle was Ezekiel Sarita. You see him there. And Michael Wonkwo, number 45, playing up front as well. Both of them in on that tackle. Third down, we'll call it 10. .22 seconds to go here in the quarter. Hilner rolls out, has it batted up in the air, and it falls incomplete. And the Chargers will have to run out the punt team on fourth down.
Did you see Wonkwo, Don, on that one? Doubled and still got through to disrupt that play. Unbelievable physical specimen. Talked about the elite level brain. He's a heck of a ball player, too. Understand that he may have been offered by Stephen F. just this week, but new to football, but you'd never know by the way that guy gets off the football.
Another whistle pre-snap. And it's going to be a false start on the offense.
False start. Offense. Number 55. 5-yard penalty. Still fourth down.
Both defenses showing up here tonight. Had the one explosive play from Caleb Rond, but both defenses flying around. That one's a free break. How did he not block it? High kick. Fair caught at the 15. But Clark's Braden Black was all over the Charger punter, Jason Cardenas, and it must have just gone right through his hands.
Almost got there too soon, it looked like. Then, he's got to worry about running into the kicker, so he took a decent path coming right up the gut, but obviously Churchill's got to figure something out. You cannot allow a guy to go right up the middle. That's going to come back to cost him. So early on in this football game, right, Churchill taking advantage of the one big break they got on offense, which was the explosive. Clark has not been able to capitalize on some big plays downfield and then right there on special teams.
All right, so we'll see what the Cougars can do with it as they pitch it to Canavas. He gets wide and then cuts it up for about 2. And that's the end of the first quarter. So after 1 quarter of play of the 45th edition of the Gucci Bowl, it's the Chargers of Churchill High School 7. The Clark Cougars 0. Second half action coming up. Second quarter action.
Closed captioning for tonight's game is sponsored by TELUS Equipment.
Welcome back. Ferris Stadium, the site of the 45th Gucci Bowl. Little Caesars Thursday Night Lights. Don Harris, Chuck McIntyre, Matt Roy with you on a beautiful night for football in South Texas. The Churchill Chargers lead 7-0. They run out their defense here as we start the second quarter to face Isaiah Santillon and these Clark Cougars. He's looking deep for about the 5th time tonight. Going deep. Got a man down there. And it's incomplete. He was looking this time for Canavas out of the backfield, and you got to like the moxie of J.L. Geist in this Clark passing attack. They love to fling it.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to keep knocking on the door until they bust it down, right?
Boy, I thought that one was 6.
Well, Churchill's doing a great job along the defensive line and the linebackers of stuffing up that run. So I don't blame Clark. It's right there. They just have not been able to make it happen so far.
4 wide for Santillon again. He's pressured, throws it underneath the canvas, but the Chargers are there waiting on him. This Churchill defense is fired up. Santiago Alvarado leading the charge, along with Jackson Crump again.
Yeah, Jackson Crump, as we said, he's banged up, but one of the leaders of the group and playing right like it. And Crump's one of the few guys returning to this Churchill defense at the start of the year that had any significant amount of experience and really playing well despite being a little nicked.
And they're having fun out here tonight. Here's the kick, and it was partially blocked, and Churchill's going to get it inside the 25. Did he kick it into someone? What happened there?
I didn't see the trajectory of the ball.
Did he
so
miss
I wish
it?
I could help you out. All I know is in this football game, Churchill's making plays right now, and you can tell they're really fired up about this rivalry. And I don't know if we talked enough about what they're dealing with here tonight. They've got 9 guys that play that will not play. That's how the injury bug has treated the Chargers here early on in this season. But, man, they have come out firing, and, boy, have they done a good job here so far tonight.
Here's another look at it. He kicked it right into the backside of big number 79. It was partially blocked by his own man. First down for Churchill. Hillner looking at the end zone. Fires. Caught! And hanging on to it at the 5-yard line.
Benjamin Santana.
Brady Keller. That's Brady Keller with a fantastic catch and hanging on to it.
I beg your pardon, you're exactly right.
Oh, what a job to hang on. So the Chargers inside the absolute power red zone with a mega furniture 1st and goal.
Yeah, they've been talking about these younger receivers that they got that are stepping up. Brady being one of them. That was a heck of a play in traffic.
And now Nate Shaw wants to talk about it, and we'll take it with him as Churchill has 1st and goal and a 7-0 lead over the undefeated Clark Cougars. Welcome back. Our Gautier Formal Dresses band cam, taking a look at these two bands that we'll see at halftime tonight. Make sure you stick around for that. 1st and goal for the Chargers. 2nd quarter action. Here's Ron spinning. Touchdown. He's 2nd of the night. The Chargers lead it 13-0.
Well, we talked about this rivalry and that you just never know. And again, maybe things haven't gone Churchill's way the last few weeks, but this is a league game, and it's more than just a rivalry game. This is a chance for the Chargers to get right back in the hunt of this playoff picture, and have always tough 27-6A. And boy, they come on and put on a show here in the first half of this one on TNL.
Jason Cardenas for the extra point makes it 14-0 Churchill. We talked about it in the pregame show. You can throw out the records. It's a cliche to say, but it's true. When these two teams get together, everything pregame told you that Clark was the better team, and they may be. They're undefeated. And Churchill's first win of the year came in week 1, and they haven't won since, including a couple of big losses to Alamo Heights and Clemens. Got back into it a little bit last week against Madison in a close ball game. But something about these Clark Cougars brings out just the spirit. Coach Nate Shaw was telling me that he got phone calls this week from guys going back to the 80s and 90s and all these classes and what the rivalry meant to them. He's only in year 2 as the head coach at Churchill. But whatever he's done to inspire his Chargers early has worked, because it's not that just they've connected on plays. They've really been inspired running to the football defensively.
Yeah, there's no question. Playing with a little pep in their step. And, he talked to Coach Shaw earlier in the week, and he said, we want to be 4-0, but he's really pleased with all these injuries, that the depth that they're creating at the varsity level. They had a plan to have some of these sophomores kind of gel together on JV, but they've just simply had to rush some guys up out of necessity. Not how he drew it up, but he's absolutely pleased with what he's seen so far, despite the fact that the scoreboard hasn't been too kind to them the last few weeks. But, boy, it's really showing here tonight.
Johnson watches it roll into the end zone, touchback. It'll be Clark football. We'll go down to the sidelines, and Matt Roy. Matt.
Hi, guys. Joined here by San Juan of Rojas and Rocky the Robot, who I'm a cast of characters down here tonight. We have Little Caesars, we have the Robot, we have San Juana. How are you tonight?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing great. So Rushmax offers a lot of things for people to do, a lot of events. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so the event that we're most known for is definitely birthday parties, but we do host corporate events, holiday parties. We also do lock-ins and also field trips. So those are the main things that we're trying to get out there.
Awesome. And what is Rushmax? Can you tell people what they would experience if they booked an event over there?
Yes. So Rushmax, we do have go-karts that we're mostly known for. We have our amazing soft play. We have laser tag, bowling, arcade. For the adults, we also have the bar. We also have pool tables. Now, another thing is we also sell monthly memberships, not just to only experience the fun at our location, but all Rush Fun Parks.
And you'll also get to dance with Rocky the Robot. Let's see a couple of the dance moves here, Rocky. I don't know if Rocky the Robot actually does the robot, but let's see. Do you know the robot? No robot. This is all he knows right here. All right, back to you guys.
It would be a little cliche if he did. Second down and 10 for Clark here after falling behind 14-0. Santillon deep again for the 5th time tonight. That ball's almost intercepted and is. It's going the other way for the Chargers to the 35 to 33-yard line. And Churchill's Elliott Watts, the senior DB, coming up with the Oski.
Yeah, that's his 3rd pick of the year, and just great coverage. Clark doing a pretty good job of blocking it up initially. Ball just a little underthrown, and Elliott Watts coming up with a humongous play for these Chargers as they are gaining in momentum each and every play of this football game.
So it'll be first down and 10 in Clark territory. Ball spotted at the 34. And we'll now see what that offense can do. Caleb Rond has 2 touchdowns on the night. And the Chargers have been solid in this mega furniture first down. It's Rond again. He picks up a couple before being slung back by Ezekiel Sarita. We'll call it a 4-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 6. Nate Shaw, cool as a cucumber over there, calling in the plays. You might remember Nate. He was a part of that very first ever UTSA football team with Eric Souza and Nate Leonard and that Larry Coker team that had 56,000 show up for what is still a record crowd on opening day when they started the football program now 15 years ago. Inside handoff to Rond, who gets a couple more. And they're going to call it about 2. It'll be 3rd down and about 3. And you can see the celebration, the dunk.
Yeah.
The alley-oop celebration. You got to like it.
He's done that a few times this year. Really well executed. This is a huge defensive stand here that Clark has on 3rd down.
Might be 2-down territory here. They pitch it to Ron. Cuts it inside. Nowhere to go. Good coverage by the Clark defense. It's Sarita again who stayed at home. It'll set up 4th down. Churchill's had some really good kickers, including last year's all-district place kicker, Jason Cardenas. Of course, he replaced Cameron Van Proyen, who's kicking at the college level now. And this is going to be from deep. We'll call it a 47-yarder for Cardenas.
Boom.
Plenty of leg. And it's just right. Missed it wide to the right, but he had plenty of leg, so that's why they ran him out there for the 47-yard try. Churchill still ahead 14-0, 7:13 to go here, 2nd quarter action.
Welcome back, Little Caesars Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Gamez Law Firm. Churchill up 14-0 right now in the Gucci Bowl, and I'm joined down here on the sidelines by another one of our sponsors, Mega Furniture. This is Daniel Paez and Roger Martinez. How you guys doing tonight?
Great, thank you for that.
Absolutely. So can you tell us a little bit about Mega Furniture and how long you guys been serving here in San Antonio?
Well, Mega Furniture, we've been in the business for over 23 years. We've been 12 years here in San Antonio. We're one of the best here in furniture business. We're here for you guys. We're here for Mega Furniture here in San Antonio.
Why'd you guys choose to be a sponsor of TNL this season?
Just because it's a big part of these kids' lives, and we want to support them and show our support continuously. Obviously, there's a big crowd coming out tonight, and it's a great thing to be a part of.
Awesome, guys. Well, thank you so much for being here, as always. Appreciate you. Go visit Mega Furniture, guys. Back to you.
Thanks, Matt. Second down and long. Johnson's trying to get outside, can't. The Chargers are fired up on defense. Linebacker out there for Churchill making the tackle was Joseph Wilson de la Garza.
Don, they're just stacking the box, daring for Clark to hit him over the top. Right now, Churchill and that defensive line of Severance, Alvarado, Keltz, and Crump is just going next level in this football game.
So it's third down and 15. In a 14-0 hole, they split out two to the right, including the speedy Elisha Johnson. They've not been afraid to go deep. Quarterback keeping this one, and he'll be brought down one-on-one. Good tackle there by the Chargers' Mason Cortez.
Yeah, that was a great tackle in the open field by Churchill right there, because if they don't do that, man, I have a pretty good feeling that Santiago's going to pick up the sticks. There's a lot of green between him and that first down marker at the 40-yard line, but 22's having none of it. Well job, Mason Cortez, coming into this ballgame with 18 tackles.
David Sim to punt it away. Gets off a wobbler. It'll be fielded. Clark overran that ball, and Churchill fields it. Takes it across the 40. Henry Kaliski on the return. Hey, during the fourth quarter of tonight's game, we'll be highlighting the school bus stop of the game. The law in every state requires drivers to always stop for a school bus when the stop arm is out and the red lights are flashing. .5:03 to play here. Second quarter action of the Gucci Bowl. Churchill comes out. Shotgun formation for Hillner. He's got the speedy Ron back there with him. It's a Mega Furniture first down. Hands to Ron, cuts right, cuts it inside. Makes the first couple of guys miss, but runs out of steam there. And again, good tackle by a very violent Dom Moore tonight. He is not afraid to get physical.
Yeah, Dom Moore and that second line of defense coming up. I mean, you got to know that two's going to get some touches with what he's done already in this football game. Clark zeroing in, trying to make sure that two's not the guy to gash him again.
If you concentrate too much on Ron, they'll hit you with Watkins, who they pitch it to here. Watkins getting to the outside, picks up 5 or 6. More than that, gets across midfield and gets right to the marker. Let's see if they give it to him for a Mega Furniture first down, and they do. They'll move the chain.
Look at this nice blocking out here. Got a lot of guys pulling, and everybody from Clark caving in and getting to the quarterback. They got away with an offensive face mask there, but let's tell about it.
Ron stumbles for 1. And those big guys from Clark, Sarita Wonkwo, Newble, staying home, making the tackle. Second down, we'll call it 11 after a loss of about half a yard. Hillner's done a nice job tonight managing this offense. They've been pretty clean.
Going to some look at me at the sideline here to get the play.
Hillner wants to throw. He's under pressure. Now he's going deep. Got a man down there, and that's going to be interference as Garza just ran into the intended receiver, Jaden Watkins.
got turned around, and I think it was kind of an involuntary collision down there.
Pass interference, defense, number 22, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
You know, it may not have been a
Field, officials timeout for
bad
injury.
play, because that could have scored had there not been contact. And didn't look like that violent of a collision. You kind of wonder if Watkins maybe turned an ankle or something. He kind of went down in a heap.
Yeah, we certainly hope that the young man is okay, because, yeah, anytime there's a collision and guys are going full speed, obviously both players trying to locate the football there at the end, see where it's at. You got a little shove there when the ball's in the air, and obviously the official right there to call it.
It's almost like maybe something happened before he fell, like a hammy or something. Kind of fell awkwardly.
Well, Jaden Watkins was one of those guys, Don, that came into this game battling his own injuries, and he's trying to play through it. I don't know if we'll see him again tonight.
Well, he had the carry right before that where he got to the outside and picked up a first down. You can see his speed there.
Yeah, and he's one of those guys, too. I mean, the coaching staff couldn't say enough good things about how this young man has really turned himself into a really fine football player.
So it's a Mega Furniture first down here as Churchill tries to get on the board one more time before the half. Man in motion, they pitch it to him. Clark staying at home, nowhere to go, as the Cougars do a great job of tackling as a gang. Aiden O'Donnell staying at home. In on the tackle with also Jerry Brightwell, the sophomore.
They got some young Cougs, but, you know, this Clark team, Don, pretty much, this was a really young team last year. And so J.O. Geist, they kind of felt like they were growing up in a lot of ways last year, and they still made the playoffs in that really tough Northeast League. And, you know, obviously this year, shot out of the cannon with the perfect 4-0 record, but coaching staff really getting on these guys right now to try to pick up their level of play another notch, because obviously these Chargers, they have come here to play tonight, and what a performance it's been by them through almost 2 quarters of action.
We told you Clark, number 7 in our TNL top 10. Here's a look at the rest. Harlan's the number 1 team in the city for the 2nd straight week. Johnson behind them, New Braunfels, Smithson Valley at 4. Brennan, the preseason number 1, fell to 5 after their loss to Harlan. Steele's at 6. There's Clark at number 7. The Southwest rivalry going to be great this year, and the Greyhounds of Bernie jumping up into the top 10.
I saw Harlan last week, Don, and I don't know if they were clicking on all cylinders, and they still won that game going away and had over 500 yards of offense. They are super impressive.
Very athletic. Hilner looking to throw. He can run it if he wants.
Hello.
Now he's got a man wide open, and he just threw his hands. I thought Hilner wanted to just take off and run with that one.
Yeah, he had his choice, right? He had Fuchs running out there. Outside, his tight end kind of slipped past everybody and just had a hard time making the adjustment there on the back end.
Thought he had really overshot him, and then Fuchs got there to get his hands on it and just quite couldn't bring it in. It's 3rd down and long, 3rd down and 15. I bet you Nate's got something interesting here. And he wants to talk it over. You know, every year, TNL highlights teams that are making a difference in our communities with the Beyond the Game program. We actually do it every week during the football season. It's a great program brought to you by San Antonio Sports and Valero. Here's more.
Every day, our high school and middle school coaches work hard to help athletes reach their maximum potential while also teaching life lessons through sports. Beyond the Game provides a platform to support our coaches as they develop athletes beyond the basic X's and O's.
Valero's commitment to integrity, respect, teamwork, excellence, and community service is reflected in every aspect of our work and community involvement. We're proud to partner with San Antonio Sports to acknowledge the next generation of leaders who embrace these values.
We are thrilled to have Valero on our team. They are a company that lives their values and makes San Antonio a better place for all of us. Having Valero as a teammate for Beyond the Game will help this program continue to positively impact more teams, coaches, and families. Teams will be recognized in the San Antonio High School All-Star Football Game in the Alamo Dome. If you want to nominate, you can visit sanantoniosports.org and learn more about the program and nominate a team or individual today.
All right, welcome back here. Clark's defense just came up big on a third down, but there's a flag on the play, and I don't know if it's a hold against Churchill or if it's some sort of hands to the face or a face mask, which could change the complexion of this situation right here.
Well, Clark decided to bring the house right there, bringing extra pressure.
Yeah, it's going to be the face mask signal there from Jason Ogren. But it's
personal foul, face mask, number 95 defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
I didn't see the face mask, but Kanan Knubel came free, had his first crack at the quarterback, couldn't bring him down, but man, that's a huge break for these Chargers here on 3rd and forever.
Yeah.
Now they're getting a fresh set.
Clark was off the field. Churchill was going backwards. And now the Chargers have it inside the 25 with 3 minutes to go. Keep an eye on 95, who's fallen to the ground here. Didn't see it unless it happened before that. First down and 10. Quarterback keep is Hillner. He's getting to the outside, but again, great speed by that Clark defense as they pursue the football.
Braden Black shooting through there again from his safety position again. Clark really trying to put a bunch of men in the box to try to stymie the run, and I'll tell you what, 16's doing a great job of extending plays. It's just nowhere to go with a football on some of these runs past the first line of scrimmage.
Other than Ron, you don't have that speed demon for Churchill that's being able to get to the edge because of the team speed of Clark. And we're back in 15 seconds.
At Brazilian Top Team San Antonio, our kids and teen classes build more than strength. From anti-bullying to mental resilience, your child becomes part of a community that lifts them up. Sign up today for a free trial class at bttsa.com.
All right, please explain, Chuck. Is this the baby shark?
It is the baby shark, which went supernova during the 2019 World Series when the Nationals were playing the Astros, and the Nats kind of made that their theme song. And I'll be darned if they didn't get to take that thing through the 7-game World Championship.
Well, those kids probably weren't born then, but shows you that Baby Shark holds up.
It's a timeless classic, I must say.
If you say so.
Come on, you got to give it up. It's a little
Ryan
catchy.
Sanchez, the new quarterback for Churchill, hands to Ron. Nice cut move and a hurdle. He's still on his feet. Are you kidding me? Caleb Ron, touchdown. Oh my goodness, what did he just do?
In the immortal words of Jack Buck, I don't believe what I just saw. You gotta be kidding me.
I can't get any words out. And to stick the landing, stay on his feet, and score. That's the play of the year, folks.
I don't think there's any question. I mean, not only that, even after he did the hurdle, he still had to make another guy miss.
The Chargers an extra point away from going up 21-0.
When he got to the sideline. Guys, he had 2 words when he got to the sideline. I'm him. And I think we don't disagree here.
Yeah.
Our statistician, Nick Funky Cole Medina, says, I've got goosebumps. And our spotter got up and left.
The one, the only. Cade Nicotinnik getting a chance to see two do his thing. Wow, what a phenomenal play. It defies description, Don. I'm with you. What do you say?
The athleticism, really, I think we've seen kids hurdle. But to stick the landing while a tackler was making contact. Oh my goodness. That's one that's going to be on the Sports Sunday Open, I know, for 5 or 6 years.
Wow. Talking to Coach Nate this week, he said, we just have not gotten him the ball enough. And he said some of this has been because we've been playing from behind a lot lately with all the injuries. But he said, no excuses. We've got to find a way to get him the ball. And you can see why. I mean, this guy's having an unbelievable ball game. And you're right, that's a play for the ages.
You know what's lost on that play? The initial foot in the ground cutback. That's going to be a big enough highlight, as it were, much less the hurdle, the landing, and the continuation. Just an amazing football play by Caleb Ron. Churchill kicks it away now. Clark's got 2.5 minutes as Johnson will let it go out the back of the end zone. And you got to think in kind of like a boxing term. Clark's been knocked down. Like if this is a fight, they just survived the standing 8. And now we got to see what they have left. If they can just get into the locker room, kind of like, can they just get to the end of the round and wait for that bell to ring so they can regroup?
Dude, I'm laughing at some of these guys. Like, there was bewilderment by his own teammates. Check out 5. He's like, holy cow, you're still on your feet. How does that happen? That's an all-timer.
It's a mega furniture first down for the Cougars. And look out. Big run there on first down by Canavas.
There's a whole football game left to be played here. Clark has got to find something here to close the half. They were inches away from getting off the field on third down. Turns into one of the most ridiculous plays we've ever seen in our lives. And here they are down 21-0, trying to protect a 4-0 record. So they pick up a key first down here. That'll get us to the 2-minute warning.
We will keep it here to remind you about one of the high school bands that's going to be featured on TNL this year is going to win a $5,000 band grant, courtesy of Christus Children's. It's all based on votes. Scan the QR code on your screen. You got to be 18 and live in the viewing area. The $5,000 band grant, as I said, sponsored by Christus Children's. And as the weeks go on here on TNL, the band performances get better and better as these bands are now putting together their full programs for competition schedule. And you can see they're all decked out here tonight. And it'll be a fantastic show at the half. And hey, speaking of fantastic shows, props to the combined choirs for that national anthem. How good was that?
Yeah, that was outstanding. We even had football players down there belting out the tunes. William Perkis and Max Adetta.
Guys, I was over here standing behind the Clark defensive bench, and as you would probably imagine, Coach is pretty hot after that play and after that drive. Down 21-0, coming in undefeated, not very happy, telling their guys to pick it up, stop feeling sorry for yourselves, and get back in this ball game.
Well, they've been punched in the gut, and I think you can't say anything other than with a play like that, you got to be just a little shell-shocked. You're going to have to find a way. Maybe it's in the locker room. Maybe
12 players
they hit on one of those big bombs here to get some momentum
before the
back.
ball was snapped.
Goodness
5-yard
knows
penalty.
they've come close enough
down
on about 4 occasions here in the first half. But they got to quit making Mistakes and penalties like this, it'll back them up 5, so it'll be first down and 15. They got 2 minutes to kind of grab some momentum back and go into the locker room. Santillan looking downfield. Now he runs, and he doesn't even get back to the line of scrimmage as the Charger defense there, and having a big night for Churchill is number 24, Ethan Bird.
Ethan Bird, a young guy, too, that seems to command the respect of everybody on that defensive side, despite his standing in the class. He's just a junior, but was a standout performer as a sophomore.
Second down and 18. They get it to Johnson. He puts a foot in the ground and is slung out of bounds right around the 40. Gets the initial 10 back. It'll be third down and still about 10 as we get inside of a minute 30. We'll call it third down and 9. I think Clark wanted maybe a late hit, but I think the initial contact was in bounds. And then he slung him out with his momentum. And now whistle blows again before the ball is snapped. And this time I think Churchill wanted a timeout and got it.
Churchill, their third and final timeout of the half.
We got a whole bunch of football this weekend on our family of stations. It's good football, too. Wisconsin and Michigan in Big Ten action Saturday morning, followed by Colorado and TCU. Wake Forest and Virginia Tech's on the CWSA right here. Boise State and Notre Dame on News 4 Saturday afternoon, followed by the Big Ten game of the week at 6:30 between Minnesota and Ohio State. Big Fox Sunday with the Cowboys and the Jet doubleheader with the Commanders and Chargers. Cowboys kicking off at noon this week against the 0-4 Jets and former Aggie Aaron Glenn. And then the undefeated MVP-led Josh Allen Buffalo Bills hosting New England on Sunday Night Football. I guess right now Josh Allen would have to be your MVP leading horse, although it's early in the season. All right, so third down and 9. Santillan going deep. Got a man down there, and it's batted down. They're going to call pass interference with the right hand around the waist by Ethan Arambide. Going one-on-one with Johnson, and I think the back judge was right on top of it to call it. He made a great play on the ball with his left hand.
Pass interference. Defense, number 3. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
But did he have him wrapped up from behind with the right hand?
Well, he was running stride for stride with him, and right at the top of the route tree, he may have hooked him a little bit, but he sure finished it off well.
So it's a new set of downs. A Mega Furniture first down for Santillan. He's rolling right. He's looking deep, being pressured and driven out of bounds. That could draw 15 more.
I mean, he gotten away with one there.
Contact started in bounds, but there was a little excessive on the push out. He held up. He let up.
Somebody take a tumble over there on the sideline.
Equipment manager might be slow getting out of bed tomorrow. Second down, we'll call it 13.
I know I would be.
Yeah. I am anyway. Santillan, straight drop. Over the middle again. That one's caught by Johnson. Clark's on the move. Tick-tock under a minute. That'll move the sticks. Another Mega Furniture first down inside or right at the 30-yard line.
Ooh, high traffic area right there. Santillan dribbling the ball out there, and it is caught, and they're on the move.
Santillan looking for him again. Down there in coverage. Out of bounds, I do believe. He caught the football, but I didn't see any feet come in bounds. And the side judge right there on top of it.
Yeah, a little hard to bring that one in. The ball was thrown way too far up the sideline. 3 doing a really nice job of adjusting to the football, but just could not be able to get either foot down. Good play, though.
Second down. 41 seconds left. Clark down to their last timeout. Churchill doesn't have any. And in motion, Santillon looking middle. Ball's out on the ground. Who's got it? Clark recovered it. Clock's going to keep running unless they burn this timeout. They got 30 seconds. Now the whistle blows, and I think they're taking it, and they have. So that'll be their last timeout. Third down and 15 for Clark. And Bird got there again and knocked it out with his left hand.
Yeah, a little delay action there. They did the play fake, and Bird just kind of stayed at home, was bird dogging the quarterback, so to speak, and did a great job of finishing off the play.
Good football player, this Ethan Bird. Fun to watch. His motor goes 100 all the time, and he's been all over the place for the Chargers tonight.
Yeah, the quote-unquote leader of the defense, not only player-wise, but vocally, too. Again, started as a sophomore and just a tremendous ball player that commands the respect of everybody.
Stick around for the DH Plumbing halftime show. David Chancellor will have our scholar athletes. Matt Roy will bring us the bands, the coach interview. All of that's coming up on the DH halftime show here, part of Little Caesars Thursday Night Lights. Gucci Bowl, the 45th edition. Churchill leads the all-time series 25-17 with 2 ties.
Kid Rock in the stands. All that gold.
Great to see student body coming out to support on a Thursday night.
Absolutely.
Good crowd by both fan bases showing out tonight for the Gucci. Third down and long, Santillon. Middle again, nobody down there. It should have been intercepted. And he was throwing it to a couple of Chargers because no Clark receiver was anywhere in the area code.
Yeah, Canvas was running kind of a wheel thing out of the backfield and got delayed getting to his spot. Clark lucky that they're going to have at least one more chance here on fourth down to see if they can't at least pick up the sticks. But they've been trying all night to try to get one of those big ones to go downfield, and it's just not, to this point, they've been able to make it happen.
Trips left. One receiver to the right. Santillon's got all day to run. He's got the 30, and he slides down right at the 20, and he slides down short of the marker. It's going to be Churchill football.
Well, Santillon did a lot of great things on that play. First of all, the pressure was coming in hot from the outside, so he took it and ran, had all kinds of room to run the football, but Churchill closing there at the end made him maybe get down a second or two before he wanted to, and that's going to end the first half.
Wow, big momentum killer there. Churchill will take the knee and take a 21-0 lead into the half. Clark missing an opportunity there. Had they picked up that first down, they could have run up and spiked it. Instead, it's halftime, and the Churchill Chargers lead it 21-0. Be interested to hear what Coach J.L. Geist has to say to our Matt Roy as he comes off the field.
All right, guys, here with Coach Geist. Coach, obviously not how you wanted this first half to go. How do you guys fix it?
We have a lot to fix, so we got to stop making the mistakes that we're making. We got to stop the penalties, and we got to execute on offense.
What do you say to your team after a half like that?
We got a whole half to play.
All right, good luck, Coach.
You can tell Coach Geist not happy. Churchill's come out with a lot more energy and effort in the first half, not to mention some electric plays, including Caleb Rond with 3 touchdowns as the Chargers lead it 21-0. When we come back, it's Matt Roy and our DH Plumbing halftime show.
Tonight's broadcast of Thursday Night Lights is sponsored by Little Caesars, the Gamez Law Firm, Beluga Air, DH Plumbing, Rushmax, Mega Furniture, San Antonio Sports, Valero, Absolute Power Electrical Contractors, Christus Children's, Gautier Formal Dresses, The Good Feet Store, Collision Experts of Alamo Heights, South Texas Family Medicine and Urgent Care, TELUS Equipment, Ideal Precision Roofing, Brazilian Top Team, and Monarch Trophy Studio. Welcome to the DH Plumbing Halftime Report.
Welcome back to Ferris Stadium for Little Caesars Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Gamez Law Firm. A little bit of a surprising result here at halftime. 21-zip Churchill over Clark right now in the Gucci Bowl. The 45th edition of the Gucci Bowl started back in the 80s. So Churchill marching band on the field right now. We spoke to their marching band director a little bit earlier this week. Take a listen.
My name is Amanda Stevenson. I'm the director of bands at Winston Churchill High School. This is my 19th year of teaching, my 7th year at Churchill High School, and we're super excited to get the school year going. We have about 175 students in our program, and our show this year is entitled When It Rains. It's actually kind of a tongue-in-cheek towards our own program. Unfortunately, these last couple years at some marching competitions, we've been rained on. So we've kind of been marching our show, and torrential downpours have happened. And it just kind of led us to deciding, hey, you know, what if we had a marching show that was just about our program and our experiences? And so throughout the show, you will see little nuances, little things that kind of reflect back to being in a rainstorm. You'll hear some lightning and thunder crashes. You'll see some visual moments from the students that are showcasing a lot of the type of atmosphere you would be in if you're caught in a rainstorm. So it's kind of a fun show, very whimsical, and we're just really excited to have it done and put on the field. We have actually been out to our first competition this past weekend. We're at Bands of America San Marcos. The students did really, really well. They had a great run, and we're continuing this coming weekend at the Vista Ridge Marching Contest. I have to thank our amazing band staff that works with these kiddos each and every day. So Amy Plazik is our Associate Director, working primarily with woodwinds, and we have Rick Astorga. He's also our Associate Director and Director of Percussion here on our campus. He's assisted by Mr. George Torres and Miguel Perez, coming together to work with our full percussion section. And then we also have our head color guard director, Mr. Ray Ramirez. He has a great team of Darius Kennedy, Maddie Chambers, Paul Gadea, and they're just outstanding educators. The kids love them. So we're excited to get to work together to provide as much as we can for our students. And you know, I've always said that there's 3 parts to a marching band program, and that is the staff, the kids, and, of course, our amazing band parents. So we have our Band Parent Association, so it's the Churchill High School BPA, as they're called, and that's headed up by Amanda Owen. She is our president this year. She has a senior clarinetist in the program, and she's put together such an amazing team. Our board is fantastic, and everyone is here just to put the students first, and it's just a great place to be right here at Churchill High School.
All right, well, it's time to vote for the Christian Children's $5,000 band grant. To vote for the Churchill High School Marching Band, scan the QR code on your screen, and I'll read really slow so you can get out your phones, scan that QR code right now. You must be 18 years old and live in our viewing area.
San Antonio middle and high school athletes are doing great things for our community. San Antonio Sports and Valero are shining a light on teams and individuals who model key values through their actions. This week, we salute 2 schools whose community projects demonstrate beyond the game values. Poth High School football empowered the next generation of Pirates by hosting the 2025 Poth Football Camp. Student athletes stepped into leadership roles, mentoring young campers through drills and skill development. The Wagner High School girls basketball team gave back to their community by serving at the Judson ISD Senior Sunrise for the class of 2026. The team came together to celebrate their seniors, assisting with food and drinks while creating a welcoming atmosphere. Their efforts reflected not only their teamwork on the court, but their commitment to honoring and supporting the Judson ISD community. These athletes demonstrated the beyond the game values of integrity, respect, teamwork, excellence, and community service.
You're watching the DH Plumbing Halftime Report.
Welcome back to Little Caesars Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Gamez Law Firm. It's time for our Beluga Air Scholar Athletes of the Week. Every week here on TNL, we introduce some scholar athletes to you, presented by Beluga Air. And then at the end of the season, we'll give a $10,000 scholarship to one of the athletes right here on TNL. Here's David Chancellor with this week's Scholar Athletes.
Marissa Buchek is top in her class, like the very top. Her GPA, a whopping 104.
Number one out of 676 students, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Why is that number one ranking so important to you?
I think it's just a great, showcase of everything that I've worked for, because I've always been the kind of person that wants to do my best and always be at the front of everything, because it's not just something that I put on my resume. It's just something that shows what I've given to the school.
Do we know those other top 10 peeps? And
Yes.
do we get along with them?
Yeah, I'm friends with so many of them. A lot of my friends are ranked very highly at my school, and that's kind of been fun. We've all been pushing ourselves equally to do our best and get good grades, and we all study together, and it's just really a great environment at Clark.
How could you not like Marissa? She's a varsity swimmer who took up water polo because she likes being part of a team. She likes people, and she likes helping them. In high school, she's logged more than 300 service hours, many through the National Honor Society.
I've seen in recent years, our National Honor Society isn't going out and serving the community as much, so I started to really take initiative on creating more opportunities for our students. This past June, we actually went to the food bank and we did one of our first Clark shifts, and that was really something that I look forward to continuing this year.
What does the smartest kid at Clark want to study at the University of Texas?
I actually want to study business and major and kind of do pre-med on the side, because I've
Pre-med on the side.
Yes, I think that it's important to get the business foundation and everything, because it has such meaningful parts of life lessons that you learn from it.
Yeah.
And then also I'll just have that fallback if I decide that medical school may not be for me.
Churchill's Luke Pruski is a big bad football player, but a teddy bear at his core.
You are the baby of 4 kids. This is the most important question of the interview. You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Are you mom's favorite?
I like to say so, but it would probably be my oldest brother. But my mom tells us she loves us all the same.
I'd get a recount because Luke is my favorite. He's a 4-sport star: football, baseball, wrestling, and track, but there's no question what he loves most.
My favorite sport is definitely football. It has a special place in my heart. It teaches you a lot of values in life, sportsmanship. It teaches you how to be a good leader and a good person all around, off and on the field. I watched my brothers and my sister play sports throughout their high school careers, and it definitely helped me see their success and what I wanted to challenge myself in my high school career to do the best I can, be the best person I can be.
Luke has put in more than 1,000 hours of community service, student government, PAL, Habitat for Humanity. He and his teammates even read at nearby elementary schools.
We did that for football. We were going to Hebner Elementary to read to a bunch of kids. They really enjoyed it, and I think a lot of the football team enjoyed it too.
You're a big teddy bear, no?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, like I said, he's my favorite.
You're watching the DH Plumbing Halftime Report.
Welcome back to the TNL Halftime Show. We're getting ready here to listen to the Clark High School Band. A little bit earlier this week, we talked to their band director. Take a listen to what they're all about.
I'm Justin Murphy. I'm the director of bands at Clark High School. I've been in education for 20 years. This is my 14th year at Clark. It's my 7th year of being the director of bands here. We're a little on the smaller size for a 6A band. We have about 130 students involved. I would say that we're a little on the younger side, but we've got a pretty good mix of kids 9 through 12. The show's title is called Flights of Fancy. It's kind of based on the aesthetic of 1980s paper art, kind of Nickelodeon kind of ideas, you know, paper airplanes and things like that. There's some pinwheels on the field too, and the music is absolutely great. The drill is very high velocity, and it's a very exciting show. We're going to start actually this week on Saturday at Piper, and that's a U.S. Bands contest, and we will be at Piper, and then the next week we are going to Judson, both U.S. Bands contests, and then we have UIL at Ferris, and then area after that, which will be in Austin. Well, I've got a great staff around me with Ben Goskowski, who handles all of our percussion stuff, and he's been with me for a couple of years now, and then a new addition, Ryan Halbert, joined us this year, and he's kind of our resident woodwind guy. And Tina Burke does all of our color guard, and they're such a great staff, and we work so well together. And of course, I've got very supportive boosters who, without all of this, you know, it does take a village, and it takes the entire community working together to be able to put on these kind of productions and to do this with this many kids. And of course, I've got a very supportive administration here at Clark that is always supporting everything that we do.
All right, it's time to vote for the Christian Children's $5,000 band grant. To vote for the Clark High School Marching Band, scan the QR code on your screen. You must be 18 years old or older and live in our viewing area. Thanks again to Christian Children's for sponsoring this year's $5,000 band grant.
You're watching the DH Plumbing Halftime Report.
The DH Plumbing Halftime Report continues. Churchill leads Clark 21-0. Great to hear those two bands, Scholar Athletes, and our halftime highlights now. It's been the Caleb Ron show. Just a fantastic highlight. And he had more to come as he put the Chargers up 7-0. Defense doing their job. The Chargers have been relentless in their pursuit of the Cougars. And then a great play. Brady Keller making a catch down to the 1-yard line. And that set up Ron for his second score of the night. Defense, as I said, been coming through. Big pick off there by Elliott Watts. And then the highlight of the night. Caleb Ron with the hurdle, the stick, and the continuation to get his third touchdown of the night. That one's going to be talked about on social media all night long. And the Chargers have been dominant. They lead at 21-0. They get the ball back when we come back on Little Caesar Thursday Night Lights.
This is Little Caesars Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Gamez Law Firm.
Welcome back. Time for the halftime stats. Churchill, Chuck dominating this one. As it shows on the scoreboard, Clark really shooting themselves in the foot with those penalties.
Yeah, that, and, we talked about it early, right? They had some home run balls that was really all you could eat in that first quarter. They just could not connect downfield. Conversely, Don, Churchill is doing an amazing job playing defense. I mean, they're getting a lot of pressure in the backfield now since about the mid-first quarter. And then, obviously, Ron is having such an unbelievable night. He's got almost all of the total yards in this game, half, I should say, in this football game for both teams. I mean, it's just a spectacular first half of football for Caleb Ron, and what he's been able to do has been nothing short of jaw-dropping.
Yeah, and we were talking about this at halftime, Chuck and I were. Seems like one of those games where one team came into this rivalry really inspired. Churchill, 1-3 coming in. Clark undefeated. And it's going to be tough to see if Clark can get some momentum back, because after that 21-0 touchdown and the play that Rond made, they just seemed kind of stunned. And all season long, Clark has been the better football team. So they can believe they're the better football team, but can they flip that emotional switch to come out here and turn the tide on this thing early in the second half?
You know, and Matt was talking about it earlier, that he was listening to the Clark defensive coaches trying to rally the troops. Honestly, I don't think Clark's defense has played poorly at all in this ball game, right? I mean, they've given up some big plays, but to a guy that's really on a whole nother level when it comes to athleticism. And, you know, Nate Shaw told me earlier in the week he believes that Ron is the most explosive player in the district. I listened, but, you know, seeing is believing, Don. I mean, this guy's been on another planet so far.
It's a Rushmax first down. We'll check in with Matt Roy after this play, and Ron picks up a nice 6 yards on first down. Matt.
Yeah, guys, talking to Coach Shaw, he said, bar none, that was the best 24 minutes of football that they've played all season, as you probably could have imagined. Said Caleb Rond obviously playing out of his mind, defense playing out of his mind, but the second thing he told me was the most interesting. Usually when coaches go into halftime, you hype people up, you make adjustments, you rally the troops. Coach Shaw didn't say a word. He let the players talk. Last year, when they were playing Reagan, they went into halftime, 21-7 was the score. They were winning. They lost that game 24-21. They're bound and going to force this not to be just like that.
All right, we'll see. First possession, they're faced with a 3rd and 3 after 2 Rond carries. And he was fighting his tail off to try to get extra yardage there. He'll be feeling this tomorrow.
But I don't know. Hadn't been a lot of hats on him, that's for sure.
He just runs so hard through contact. Looked like Dom Moore was lined up offsides, but he backed up a little bit. Now he comes in coverage. 3rd down, about 4. Hillner wants to throw, does, and it's incomplete. And the Clark defense holds here on the first possession. They'll get the Chargers off the field as Cardenas will come on to punt it away.
All right, so you want to look at the positives of your Clark. Obviously, that was a really good drive they put together right before the end of the half. It didn't work out their way, but that was a great 3 and out by this Clark defense here to start the second half. So we'll see if any of this momentum carries over into Clark's first possession of the first half.
Jackson Shannon back deep to receive the Cardenas punt. High kick, backs him up, has a hard time hanging on to it, and will just be good enough to fall on it at the 18. And that's where the Cougars will take over, and we're back in 15 seconds.
At Brazilian Top Team San Antonio, our kids and teen classes build more than strength. From anti-bullying to mental resilience, your child becomes part of a community that lifts them up. Sign up today for a free trial class at bttsa.com.
So it's 1st down and 10 for the Clark Cougars. A Rushmax first down here in the 3rd quarter. Ball on their own 18-yard line. They go up the middle. Canavas gets back to the original line of scrimmage, stumbles forward for a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Great play there. Churchill busting through and stopping that for almost no gain. Canavas getting his touches in this game, but right now, this Churchill front 7 doing a really good job of staying at home and snuffing out these inside runs.
They've avoided the big play so far. Here's Canavas again. Breaks a couple and gets to the 23. It'll be 3rd down and about 5.
Plenty of time. Clark has just got to try to establish something on offense and kind of get going. You know, they've been playing a little bit like they've been trying to slug their way out of mud so far in this football game. But again, that was a really good drive to end the first half.
Canavas is their big weapon, so is Johnson. Santillan running for his life. He's going to be sacked. Guess who? Bird. Getting back there again. We have talked about him a lot tonight, and Ethan Bird, the junior, comes up with another huge play, and now the Cougars are backed up all the way back. They'll be standing on the 4 to punt it away will be David Sim. Chargers should have good field possession here. Good kick, though. Going to back them up. It's fielded at the 40. To the cross midfield and down right there. And Churchill will take over inside Clark territory. There's a flag down on the play. And it looks like it's going to be a hold on Churchill, so that will put them back in their own territory. As Jason Ogren give us the call. And so the Chargers will have it when we come back.
Closed captioning for tonight's game is sponsored by TELUS Equipment.
Aiden Hilder and the Charger offense. Hands off inside. It's Rond again. He gets back a 2-yard gain, maybe 3. But you got to tip your cap to Nate Shaw. They've got a bunch of different ways to get this kid the football. And Clark, though, doing a good job of sniffing it out.
Yeah, had a hard time, Ron did, getting started on that one. Ran into his own guys, so there was a little bit of confusion on that play. Who was supposed to be where, but Ron, man, this guy and the way he moves, it's a whole nother animal with this guy. Wow.
Second down. They give it to him again. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. So the question is, what else? What else do they have? Is Ron gets up a little hobbly here. He's going to shake it off. But if you're Clark, I'm eliminating 2. Beat me with something else.
That's what they just did on the last play. And if Aiden Hiller had kept the ball, I think he's running a lot further than those first down markers.
What else do the Chargers have? Who else will it be if it's not going to be number 2? That's a question that will have to be answered if they're going to continue to move the football. Under pressure, feels the pressure, and sacked. 4 coming up and doing what we expected him to do the whole ball game, and you can see that Nate Shaw not happy with the breakdown and not sure where that one was going to go anyway, unless it was a called quarterback draw that just didn't develop.
Well, it was a good job that time by Clark moving some guys around. They put Michael Nwanku outside. The inside guys stayed home and got to stop.
Good kick. Cardenas backing him way up inside the 25. And he's got some room after outrunning the coverage to the 40, to the 45, 50, to the 45, cutting back. Could go for the score. There's a flag down back here. Jackson Shannon got to the edge and found his way down the sidelines. But the officials are discussing it. And Clark thinks it's going to be on the Chargers.
Well, wouldn't that be something? Well, Jackson Shannon, the slot receiver, coming up huge for the Cougs here if this stands. Doesn't appear that that's going to be the case, however. Yes, it is. I'll be doggone.
During the return, illegal block in the back, number 24, Churchill. The result of the play is a touchdown. Penalties decline.
Have you ever heard of a block in the back by the defensive team?
Somebody trying to blow up the wedge, I guess. I don't know, but no, I have not. Jackson Shannon, man, once he got the edge, and then the vision to cut it back up towards the middle of the field, and see you later, Jackson Shannon.
Just like that, the Clark Cougars are back in it. The extra point is up and good. It's 21-7, and Churchill will try to grab the momentum back when we come back.
Use.
All right, so we got ourselves a football game. Jackson Shannon with the big punt return for a touchdown makes it 21-7 with 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter. And all of a sudden, those Clark Cougars, 4-0 on the year, let Churchill know we're back and we're here. So let's see where this thing goes from here. Churchill will field the kick in the end zone and take a knee. And the Chargers offense wasn't able to move there early in possession number one here in the third quarter, as the Clark defense is going to key on Caleb Ron, and they're going to have to come up with another way to beat the Cougs.
Well, we talked about it at the onset, Don. Churchill's got really good skill players. Great running back, obviously. You've seen that on display tonight. They got two really good quarterbacks. One is hurt. They've got really good guys outside, but their best guy, Watkins, played nicked, and we haven't seen him in a minute.
Flag down as Ron has the ball. And it's going to be a false start on the Chargers. The helmet came off one of the Chargers' offensive linemen, so he'll have to leave a play. Ryan Palm.
False start, offense, number 81, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Maybe a good time to shout out Clark's special teams tonight, because obviously that was needed. Wherever the juice was going to come from, had to come from somewhere. And their special teams tonight has come really close to blocking 2 punts. Haven't gotten home yet, but boy, what a play that was on the Shannon return for the touchdown. Get Clark right back in this football game.
Now it's 1st and 15. Ron in the backfield. They fake it and they blow it up to the Cougars. Hillner's going backwards, and it's Aiden O'Donnell again. Churchill's going to have 2nd and 25. 23.
O'Donnell on the special teams play looked like he got a little banged up, but you sure wouldn't know it. Here he is on defense now and staying right at home, going right through his guy and making a huge play for this Cougar defense.
So Clark starting to feel a little momentum here. It's a jailbreak again. Hillner got rid of it. And there was a receiver over there. Boy, I didn't think he was going to get rid of it. I thought that had safety written all over it. But right now, Clark is bringing the house, and Churchill has no answer for it.
Yeah, it's going to be 3rd and forever, but hats off to Aiden Hillner. You're right. I mean, they were sending everybody on that particular play, and Hillner somehow managed to stay alive just to get outside the tackle box and chuck it away.
We go to Ron, and he's still on his feet, still fighting for yards. He gets about 8 of it back, but they'll have to punt it away, and all of a sudden the Cougars are looming. 4th and 16, and Cardenas comes out to kick it away. Elijah Johnson back. I think Jackson Shannon still needing oxygen after his return. Another close one as they kick it back to the 40. Ball's muffed. And he got it back, did Johnson. I think, well, maybe there's still a scrum for it. Churchill looks like they have possession. Oh, the official, this is going south for Churchill in a hurry. One of the officials over there marked it for Clark, gave it to Clark, pointed to Clark, and then a Churchill player made a comment. The official threw the flag. That's going to be unsportsmanlike. It's going to be 15. And Clark's going to have this ball somewhere around the Churchill 45.
The result of the kick is a recovery by Clark. It'll be first down, Clark. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Churchill, number 8. The 15-yard penalty will be added from the spot of the return. First down. Timeout. Media timeout.
All right. We'll check out the replay when we come back and see who fell on that football. We're back. Here's the muff by Johnson. Ball's loose. Well, it's not as clear-cut as I thought.
Yeah, but once he's down, if he jumped on top of that ball, it's a dead ball.
Santillan gets it out to Shannon. He's still on his feet. And he's out of bounds at the 39-yard line.
Another nice play by Shannon, right? Guys already made one big play tonight. Why not get him the ball outside and see if he can make something happen? That was a great job just getting a couple on that one.
Our Matt Roy did a fantastic job profiling Ale Ramirez's incredible comeback from a near-death situation. He's down on the sidelines now with Ramirez's family. Matt.
Hey, guys, yeah, very special guest. We're actually on the wrong sideline. They should be on the other side. Mandy and Brian Ramirez, got to know them last year after Ale dealt with his near-death experience, had the flesh-eating bacteria in his throat. Number 43, now on the sidelines once again after staying in the hospital for a couple of months. Can you guys just tell us a little bit about what happened?
So Ale was feeling really ill, a lot of pain in the neck, fever, and then went to the hospital trying to keep it kind of short, and they found out that he had a flesh-eating bacteria, was put in an induced coma, and was on a ventilator for life.
I'm watching to make sure we don't get hit here.
On a ventilator for about a month and a half.
And then he got all of his weight back. He lost 60 pounds or something like that.
Short, he was a star athlete, great kid, heart of gold. Got sick with mono, lowered his immune system. Got anginosis, started taking over his neck, and they had to cut a lot of his neck muscle out, which caused a concussion actually early in this season. So he's on the sidelines right now. But we're just happy to see him back out here supporting his team and getting better every day.
What was it like for you guys to see your son go through that, and then as there's a fumble out on the field, and then see him come back a couple weeks ago, run out of the tunnel once again, even though it's a certain point he maybe never was going to do that ever again.
Right. About a year ago, we were in the hospital wondering if he'd ever wake up or if he would live, So we're grateful and thankful that we're here today, no matter what, supporting the team that's always supported him, and he's back to his old self.
I know Ale told me a couple weeks ago he was looking forward to the games he didn't get to play in last year. Last year, the Clemens game was the last one, so this is the one he wasn't able to play in. He's looking forward to the Reagan game. I know that, too. You guys are now, he's halfway through his senior year. The ride's almost over, but how thankful are you to see the cross around your neck that God blessed you with having your son back and able to run out on the field again and able to be with you?
We're very, very thankful and thankful for the community, the Churchill community, the coaches, the teammates. That's what he always wanted to do, be with his boys, so we're here today.
Yeah, and we're just thankful to God for always being with our family and putting us through some tough times. And just knowing the type of person our son is, to see him trying to come back as hard as he is really, really empowering and a message to tell other kids as well.
And if I may take a point of personal privilege before we get back to the game, the reason that I do what I do is because of families like this, and the blessing that I got from knowing you guys is amazing. Thank you so much for letting me in and allowing me to tell the story, and thankful that Ale is still alive and on the field right now. So thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yep, you did it well, Matt. Emmy-nominated story that was. These Clark Cougars are playing inspired football right now. They've gotten that mojo back that we talked about early in the second half. Could they find that spark, that anger, that drive? And they have. Although here on first down, the Churchill defense matches it.
Yeah, the Churchill defensive line, again, I can't say enough about the job that they've done all evening long, but it's fascinating to see, Don, on that last pass completion, they kind of ran the same play before. They weren't able to connect on it, but, Clark's going to start going to the well with things that they've actually run well in terms of getting guys open. Now they're just going to see if they can complete some of these passes downfield.
And Canavas is playing at a different speed than everybody else right now. He's playing angry. He's running hard. He's got the football here, and he picks up about 3. Good tackle from behind by the Charger defense there.
Yeah, but you see these Churchill guys, man, they're busting through, and they're making it awfully hard. They're forcing Canavas to make a decision early, and then they're doing an outstanding job of rallying to the football. Big play here on third down with Clark knocking on the door.
Yeah, Declan Kelt's in there on the last tackle, so really big play here. Wouldn't be surprised if it's 2 down territory for Clark with 2 here. Santillan looking right. Got a guy wide open. I mean,
that's a touchdown.
I couldn't see it. It looked so wide open. I wasn't sure if he caught it. Touchdown, Cougars.
You know, everybody buying the run, and Clark goes back up top. Great job by Santillan. He could have run for that thing too, but hey, man, if one's going to flash like that and Elijah Johnson's going to be that wide open, get the man the rock.
So all of a sudden, it's a 21-14 football game with 21 seconds left here in the third quarter.
Attendance tonight, ladies and gentlemen, 3,403. We thank you for attending.
.21 seconds to go, third quarter, and all of a sudden this 21-0 ball game is 21-14, and the Clark Cougars woke up at the half. We could see it on the face of that man right there, J.L. Geist. He was not a happy camper going into that locker room. Whatever he said worked, because these Cougars have come out fired up, especially this defense. Churchill's gone nowhere on their first possessions here in the third quarter. Ball goes out of the end zone. It'll be a touchback, and Chargers are going to need to get something going here to take back momentum in the third quarter. Can they get something going, something inspired here?
Well, that's what you got to do, right? I mean, obviously Churchill doing a really good job of getting the ball to their playmaker, the one that's still healthy in the first half, and you got a scoreboard that reflected that. And then here we go in the second half where the Clark playmakers are starting to step up. I mean, E.J. Johnson, this guy, they've lined him up all over the field this year, running the ball, slot receiver, outside. Clark likes to create mismatches, and boy, they had one right there because E.J. was wide open in the end zone.
You see Hillner's stats, just 3 of 11 on the night. So Rushmax first down. He's got Ron back there with him. Hands it to him. He's got a seam, and he's got a good first down gain. Let's see if they can sustain that and move the sticks a couple times. That's most likely going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. Churchill's going to be content to watch it tick down to 0. And they'll start the fourth quarter here at the 45th playing of the Gucci Bowl in a 21-14 game. It's living up to the rivalry here at Ferris Stadium.
Don, Chuck, just FYI, I was trying to keep that short, but yes, Chuck, I should have mentioned that Brian got had a heart attack and all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, they were driving. If they weren't on the 20-yard line, I probably would have taken a couple more minutes, but I didn't want to take more away from the action.
So the Clark Cougars, with 14 unanswered in the third quarter, make this a football game.
Look
but maybe
out.
Here goes Ron down the sideline. They're not gonna catch him. His fourth touchdown of the night, and the Chargers go up 27-14.
Another great play design by Churchill on this play. How are you going to get two in space? Well, you make him commit to the quarterback for just a second, and that's all Mr. Rond is going to need. However,
I looked, and there it is. It's coming back on the far, far sideline.
you know, Don, I don't know that we've seen a single-handed performance like we've seen from one young man in all the years we've been doing this, and that's a darn shame.
During the run, we had a personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 70 on the offense. That's a 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay, second down.
That's costly. Let's see if we can find that. Number 70 for Churchill. I didn't see it. It might have been way behind the play. Nate Shaw inquiring about. Seems satisfied with the explanation. There's 70 leaking out right at the 30-yard line. One hit there, another there. Now, does he chase that 6 out of bounds? We can't see it. But it was way, way, way behind the play.
And to your point, costly, no doubt. Second down and 6 for these Chargers.
Liam Henderson in at running back. And Clark blows that up. It's going nowhere. Isaiah Rosales with the call. I'm sure that Ron is having to get some oxygen. He comes back in now. It was out for just the one play. It'll be 3rd down and 9, and what a change of events that was.
Yeah, Kanan Newble and company busting through there for the Cougs. And now Churchill looking at 3rd and 9.
And how many different looks do you have to get to the football? Our Monarch trophies will be handed out to the winning team after the game. We have no idea who that's going to be tonight. 344-3777. Monarch Trophy, the suppliers of those trophies since the very beginning on TNL. Give them a call for all your business needs. Plaques, awards, Little League teams, whatever you need, Monarch Trophy's got it. Hillner under pressure again. Running for his life again, and he's sacked again. And the Cougars defense, Caleb Newble coming through, and Churchill's back way onto their own 10-yard line. They have to kick it out from the shadow of their goal line.
John Kanan Newble, that was his series, right? But Wanku doing a great job of getting over the top, forcing the quarterback to step up, but look at 44 shucking off 2 guys to finish that one off.
They've been close to getting to the punter all night long. They rush it again. It'll check up inside Churchill territory. Clark's going to have the football inside the Churchill 40, down a touchdown here in the 4th. We're back. Fourth quarter action. Clark down a touchdown. They've got the football back in Churchill territory on a Mega Furniture first down. What a foot in the ground by Canvas. And he's got it 10 and another Mega Furniture first down. Clark, now they're the ones playing inspired football.
Canvas, foot in the ground, really starting to heat up here in the second half. Shout out to Jackson Shannon. That guy's doing a little bit of everything tonight. Obviously, he had the kick return, made a nice reception. What a block he threw at the end of that run.
They'll go to Canvas again, right up the middle. He's gone. Touchdown, Clark. They're an extra point away from tying it up.
Cardiac Cougs tonight, man.
The Gucci Bowl living up to the hype. The rivalry, the history. The extra point is up. It is good. And with 10 minutes to go exactly in the fourth quarter, it's 0-0 at the Gucci Bowl. All right, coming up a little later, we'll be highlighting the school bus stop of the game. The law in every state requires drivers to always stop for a school bus when the stop arm is out and the red lights are flashing. So stick around for that. And right now, nobody's stopping those Clark Cougars. 21 straight here in the second half. They scored 14 in the third quarter, a first touchdown here in the fourth. And they've come back from a 21-0 deficit at the Gucci Bowl.
Stunning how quickly this game is flipped.
Churchill won't bring that out. So it'll be a touchback. And now it's game on. We've seen Churchill come out and land a couple of knockout punches in the early rounds. Clark somehow was able to get off the canvas by halftime. And now they've come out and won the last 3 rounds.
I'll say this about the Cougs, Don. You know, they've had some signature wins this year against Sotomayor, against East Central. They've found a way to win close ball games. And you know, I think we're about ready to give up on them tonight. But, man, they've jumped back into this game. Now let's see what creative ways Nate Shaw can get the ball to number 2.
Well, they hand to him here. Ron doing a great job to pick up 6 on first down. But, man, you keep running him laterally, and there's going to be those TFLs with the way the penetration's been coming from that Clark front 4.
Well, he got a sizable chunk right there. But, again, I mean, there's so many different ways you can get him the ball, right? You flip it out to him on a screen or something. I think we're going to see a little bit of everything here on this drive.
2nd and 2. They'll throw the quick one out here, and it's dropped. Intended for Churchill's Tim Mazzell, the junior. Couldn't hang on to it. It'll be 3rd down and 2.
Just trying to pick up the sticks right there, and couldn't quite find the ears. You take a look at Jaden Watkins, who one of the most explosive players these Churchill guys have on their squad. As you see, a 2-year letterman in both football and track. Big FCA guy. Gotta love that. I know you do, Don Harris.
He left at halftime, and we haven't seen him since the middle of the second quarter. And whistles stopped this one. And I think Churchill called timeout before
Out on the field.
there was
Churchill,
any penalty.
Their first timeout of the half.
It was actually a good use of a timeout, I think, right there, because that was about to go nowhere.
You know, I don't know if Churchill has anything that can hit a quick little tight end pop pass or something like that right from where the blitz is coming. But they're on Aiden so quickly. Clark is gambling, sending the house, and Churchill has not found out a way to beat that blitz so far.
Well, we'll see. You got, you would think with 9:14 left, maybe they go for it on 4th down if they don't pick it out on 3rd down. But, again, you could maybe set up a screen. There's a lot of different things you can do. Or you're right. I mean, there's so much attention being paid to one guy. Can you slip somebody else underneath? Or do you just give it to 2 and let him work his magic?
Almost like run Wildcat. Here we go, 3rd down and 2. Chargers trying to keep the drive alive. That's an inside handoff right up the middle, and it's good for about 6 yards and a mega furniture first down. Faked everybody out, and that's kind of what you needed to do. Misdirection, fool them a little bit, and the Chargers pick up the mega furniture first down.
Well, that was a great play call because everybody's looking in the backfield, and you slip 80 out there, does a nice job.
Henry Kaliski
for sure, doing the job there. Again, probably the last guy in the park that people think are going to get the ball, and he did a great job to get the sticks and a fresh set for Churchill.
So it's a new fresh set of downs, and they're looking to throw here. He's going to run for it and get out of bounds at the 45. So it's a gain of 5, and a smart play there by the quarterback Hillner to take off running.
Yeah, they were max protecting that time, Churchill was. In fact, they kept Caleb in on that one. Now we got a flag down.
Chargers moved, false start, right-hand side. Trying to draw the defense off, but 66,
false start,
I believe.
Offense, number 66, 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
It'll be 2nd and 10. Chargers shooting themselves in the foot here.
It's a good ball game. Love it.
It's a great game. But Gucci, what would we expect, right?
That's exactly it. And we talked probably ad nauseum about what Churchill's been dealing with in terms of injuries here tonight. And boy, what a show they have put on tonight.
Ron makes a man miss. Oh, that was close to being another 5-yard loss because of that great penetration by Kanan Newble. He's been back there a few times, and that was just Ron being able to escape it somehow. He was dead to rights.
Every time he gets the ball and there's one guy, all I see is green, and I know that's all he sees. He's probably shocked that he's taken down.
I think they're in 2-down territory here. 2 tries to get 5 yards. And they're going to talk it over. We'll take it with them. Churchill burning their 2nd timeout of the half. It'll be 3rd and 3 when we come back. Here we go. Aiden Hillner on third down. Will the Chargers punt it away if they don't get it, or will they go for it on 4? Or will they convert here? Hillner throwing to the outside. He was pushed out of bounds. Was the intended receiver, made the grab, but was forced out, didn't have a foot down, so it'll be 4th down and 4.
Now, Churchill looks as though they're going to punt, but outstanding job by the Clark Cougars, because, yes, the pass is complete, but
he wouldn't
outstanding job just playing through the ball, though, right? You don't ever give up on it.
Yeah, I thought there was a chance that he was forced out, which would have been a completion at the high school ranks.
Kimani Clark.
He was not going to come down with it.
Kimani Clark making a play right there just to make sure that nobody's foot came down in bounds.
So Clark gets the football back. They'll have it at their own 13-yard line with a chance to drive it and score the game-winning touchdown. 7 minutes and 34 seconds to go. They've had a lot of success in this second half with Xavier Canavas. We knew he would be the bell cow for them coming in. He's got 20 carries on the night, 68 yards. I would venture to say the majority of that here in the second half, because he's been running with a lot more passion. And Clark in general has played with a lot more fire since they came out after halftime.
Yeah, got a little spark, obviously, on that huge punt return. Their special teams really setting the tone for this Clark team in the second half.
Churchill's defense really good in the first half. Can they find that magic here? Right up the middle. Good for another big chunk is Canavas. He picks up about 7. We'll call it 2nd and 3. Blockers up front doing a great job for the Cougs. They're starting to win that trench battle here in the second half. Sampayan fires to the outside, but right there with good closing coverage was number 9 for the Chargers. And we've got a player profile on Jackson Crump, who's had a big night tonight. He's been around the football, involved in the PALS program, 2-year letterman, and a captain. I think closing the gap was Elliott Watts on the corner as they come inside the Canavas. Spins for the first down. They'll move the sticks. It's a mega furniture first down. And the clock runs inside of 6.5.
Well, Jackson Crump, we just featured. I mean, this guy is playing hurt. They've moved him around because of injury. They moved him around because of how good he is. Today they got his hand on the ground. This guy, he's one heck of a football player. Got a lot of dudes on the field tonight, and he's certainly right up there at the top.
Clark going to run some clock here. Sampayan throws over the middle. Caught. Johnson's got it. And he's got near, and he does have the first down after fighting it over. Of course, Churchill says it's their football. Did the ball come out? It did not.
And again, Clark going to, some of the big guys that got him here, right?
0 and 1.
That's exactly it. Those dudes have been it all year for these Cougs. And EJ, this guy was their leading receiver a year ago, just a junior, and he's off to a great start again this year. As you see Canavas taking a run and taking a big-time hit out of bounds.
He stayed down, no flag. Contact was right on the sideline. Canavas fighting for every inch. And that was late and out of bounds. Canavas is catching his breath over there.
Still plenty of time on the play clock. Cougs a little bit slow to get back to the line.
Second down, they go inside. Churchill makes the tackle after a short gain. Be third down and about 3. And they're coming back with Canavas.
Yeah, big old Nate McManus, the senior. Just give him the ball and let him start trucking guys. You're going to have Big Nate go outside now. I would want to stay out of his way, too.
Churchill making a substitution on the nose. Santillan going to throw it on third down, going deep, got a man down there, and it's incomplete. So now it's 4th down and 3. And an interesting decision here. It's right in that area where you could go for it. Instead, it looks like J.L. Geis is going to play it safe and run out his punter, David Sem. He might give Churchill one more shot at driving this football, but his defense has been great. Churchill's offense has been less than explosive here in the 3rd and 4th quarter. Sem gets it away. It's a low kick. Going to skip inside the 20. Going to go all the way inside the 5.
Wow.
All the way down to the 1. And we're back in 15 seconds. What a kick.
At Brazilian Top Team San Antonio, our kids and teen classes build more than strength. From anti-bullying to mental resilience, your child becomes part of a community that lifts them up. Sign up today for a free trial class at bttsa.com.
All right, interesting play here. 4:36 to go. Clark's defensive front has dominated the second half. They can win this game on a safety here if Churchill isn't careful. That ball was on the 1-inch line. The official moved it to the 1. But Hillner's got to be real careful here. Got their ears pinned back, gets out of the end zone and has some room. Across the 10, he gets it out to the 15-yard line. Clock continues to run, but wow, great job by the quarterback there.
No doubt. You know, they've had this a couple times where on the rip and read, he could have taken off with the football. Clark, though, for the most part, has done a really good job of reading their keys right there around the line of scrimmage. You know, when Ron hasn't busted a big play on him, but yeah, that's a good one right there. Give you some breathing room to work.
It's a mega furniture first down here in the 4th quarter. 4:20 to go in a tie ball game. Churchill's got 1 timeout left. And the play clock is inside of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They get it off. Here's Ron right up the middle. He's got 3, maybe 4. And 2nd down.
Well, the Cougs doing a great job. Knubel did. Those guys holding the edge as best they could. O'Donnell and also impressive there. Just needed to get some help back inside.
Nate Shaw calling in the play. Play clock inside of 10 now. Churchill still waiting for the play. Nate's only got 1 timeout left, and he burns it right there. You can see how frustrated he was trying to get the play in, and for some reason it wasn't being communicated the way he wanted it to. It's okay, Nate. I know. I feel you. Sometimes you got to take that blood pressure medication, brother. It is time for our collision of the game. Brought to you by the collision experts of Alamo Heights. Aiden O'Donnell has been everywhere tonight, and he was right there, right place, right time on the Churchill quarterback, Aiden Hillner. So some Aiden on Aiden crime is our collision experts at Alamo Heights collision of the game. So Churchill burns their final timeout. Did not have much of a choice there. The play clock was getting late.
Yeah, I see Nate Shaw. He's trying to figure something out here. I mean, he's working with a short deck tonight in terms of his playmakers. A lot of them are not seeing action in this ball game, but boy, they've done an amazing job getting to this point. 3:25 left in the ball game and a 21-all game.
Reverse going nowhere as Clark stayed home. Loss on the play. And it'll be 3rd down and a mile for the Chargers.
You can see he's trying everything he can. He's whipping out the playbook and going pretty deep into it, trying to make something happen.
The problem is most of it's happening behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
You got to get something forward quickly.
It's 3rd and +10.
Because the penetration by Clark, they're going to meet you in the backfield if you're running the trickeration stuff behind the line of scrimmage. Hillner running for his life again. They just cannot protect him. Sacked. It'll be 4th down. Churchill's going to punt it from way back in their own territory. And again, it's Kanan Newble just on a jailbreak. Churchill just can't block anybody right now.
I was trying to see, it looked like 81, Brady Kellner. He was pretty much covered up too. You're right, Don. I mean, they're getting back there way too quickly. I mean, the quarterback just doesn't have a chance. Aiden Hillner, he looks up and he's going down.
Clark's going to have great field position. And they're going to have it right at the 40. And they're going to have 2 minutes. We're at the 2-minute timeout here in high school football. And the Cougars are going to have a chance to win the Gucci Bowl after being down 21-0.
This is the school bus stop of the game. Always remember to stop when the school bus arm is out.
Time for the school bus stop of the game. And it is Ezekiel Sarita of Clark burying it right there. And the Cougars waste very little time hitting another big play. 20-yard pickup by Canavas, and now they're inside the 25 with plenty of time left and all 3 timeouts.
Man, the Churchill defense did a number on him in the first half, and he's doing a number on them to return the favor in the second half.
Here he is again right up the middle. Slipped as he tried to cut. Gets inside the 20.
Guys, I just talked to David Sem, the kicker over at Clark. I asked him what his distance is. He says comfortable from 40 yards. That'd be about the 23-yard line. He's only 1 for 2 on the year. From 25 yards, the only one he's made all year. 15 of 16 on PATs, but they're already in his comfortable range.
Inside the absolute power red zone. And now inside the 15. And Clark is very comfortable here, ready to drain this down and kick the game winner.
Zed having a night right there, picked it up in the second half. Really patient running right there, waiting for something to develop and then sticking it on up there to make it 3rd and short.
3rd and 2. Here he is again, and good physical tackle, but it's another first down. He's a little slow to get up. It is Canavas who's, boy, talk about carrying the load tonight.
Yeah, 100%, right? He has taken some nasty shots
27 carries. Who's the last back you know to get 27 carries?
That's right. That's a month's worth.
That doesn't happen anymore. Start calling him Earl Campbell. remember the Churchill Chargers had a 21-0 lead at halftime, and one of those was the play of the year in high school. We're going to call it our South Texas Family Medicine and Urgent Care play of the night. Caleb Rond with this incredible hurdle play, stuck the landing and got into the end zone. It sent shockwaves around this stadium. Problem is, the real play of the night might end up being a game-winning field goal here in 42 seconds or so. It may not come down to that, as the bell cow Canvas continues to crash through the Charger defense. And Chuck, we have to give credit where credit is due. Both lines for Clark have dominated this second half. Dominated. That defensive front for Clark has just been on a jailbreak the entire second half in the Churchill backfield. And then they've been blocking for Canvas and company, smash mouth football, and just bigger, stronger, faster, better, more angry than Churchill in the second half.
Yeah, I think it's been a combination of things too, right? I mean, Churchill has been nicked up. It came into this game nicked up. They got nicked up during the course of the game, and their poor defense has been on the field this entire second half. Obviously, to me, this game started swinging the other way because Clark hadn't done anything. It's hats off to their special teams. I mean, that's what got this thing going. Their special teams has been here all night, whether it's coming close a half dozen times to blocking a punt, to the return, and then here they are knocking on the door trying to get the win.
Here he is, Canvas, getting closer to the goal line inside to the 2. If Churchill can stop him one more time, it'll come down to a kick. If not, he might just smash it in. They're going to go quick and try to do that. And it's Canvas. And it's a touchdown. And the Cougars take the lead with just 13 seconds to go on his 30th carry of the night. Tip of the cap to that young man, Canvas. 122 yards, 2 touchdowns on 30 carries.
Donnie had the long one for the touchdown earlier in the game, but I dare say that most of them have been dirty yards tonight. A lot of contact for that guy to deal with.
Yeah, if he doesn't go to school tomorrow, I would excuse it. He might be in an ice bath.
You'll write him a note?
I'll write him a note. I'll write the note. Xavier Canvas is going to be feeling it tomorrow, but boy, the Cougars just rode on his back here in the second half. That defensive front. Tip of the cap to the moxie of Clark, because it could have been real easy to keep your chin down and say it's just not our night. And they didn't do that. They came out and fought their way back into this game. Got some big plays on that punt return. Got a huge call on a go-ahead touchdown by Churchill, 30 yards behind the play on a personal foul call.
Well, I don't know if 2 returns kicks, but I'd certainly have him out there.
You think?
Yes.
And there he goes. And you know what? He might, those ones that normally go over your head that you let go,
yep.
You might just say, I'm giving it to him no matter what.
Did you ever see the Bad News Bears? Remember Kelly Leak? It's like, Kelly, go get every single thing that you see. If this ball's hit left, you go get it, even if you're lined up right.
There you go. They'll pooch it down the middle. Problem is, it's going to go to Caleb. Does he have what it takes to get there? He's going to be tackled, and there's going to be 5 seconds left. Churchill's going to have one play to try to tie this game up.
Hats off to the Clark special teams tonight. I mean, it goes unheralded almost every single week. To me, they're the reason why they're winning this football game tonight. What a performance by Clark special teams. That's not an easy play to make when you know you got to stop one guy. And yet they had everybody in the right place, and they came up with a big play. Let's see if they can stop maybe number 2 from touching the ball again right here and end this ball game.
Final play of the game. Hillner appropriately pressured.
And they may put a second back on the clock, but we got a man down too. I guess not.
And the Clark Cougars come from behind, down 21-0 to beat the Churchill Chargers in the 48th Gucci Bowl. And if your Churchill is just defeating, and if you're Clark, that could spur you onto a district championship, as you have seen everything now, faced adversity and found a way.
Yeah, hats off to both of these teams. Nate Shaw and company, man, large respect for the product that you put on the field here tonight. Undermanned, but wow, what a performance by both of these teams.
We'll hand out the Monarch trophies on our Little Caesars postgame show when we come back to Dub Ferris Stadium.
Tonight's broadcast of Thursday Night Lights is sponsored by Little Caesars, the Gamez Law Firm, Beluga Air, DH Plumbing, Rushmax, Mega Furniture, San Antonio Sports, Valero, Absolute Power Electrical Contractors, Christus Children's, Gautier Formal Dresses, The Good Feet Store, Collision Experts of Alamo Heights, South Texas Family Medicine and Urgent Care, TELUS Equipment, Ideal Precision Roofing, Brazilian Top Team, and Monarch Trophy Studio. Welcome to the Little Caesars Thursday Night Lights post by the Gamez Law Firm.
28-21, the final score here in the 45th meeting of the Gucci Bowl. Started in 1984. Churchill now leads the series 25-18 with 2 ties. Clark getting the maybe the biggest and most exciting win in Gucci Bowl history tonight, coming back from down 21-0 at halftime. Let's go down Matt Roy with the victorious Cougars.
All right, guys, I hear that I'm in Cougar country. And we have 2 things to hand out. We have the TNL trophy, obviously, but even more important than that, and I don't say that often, Gucci Bowl champs. So let's hand out some hardware. I want to give a quick shout out to Caleb Rond on the other side. He had a heck of a game scoring. The hurdle over there was just ridiculous, although I will tell you his knee was down. So just FYI. I want to bring up our player of the game here, Xavier Canovas. 30 carries, 121 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I believe I just heard Chuck say in the booth at halftime you had 9 carries. So I guess you guys got backpacking. He put you in here or something? He back hurt in here? So what happened at halftime? How'd you guys turn this one over? Score 28 in the second half.
We woke up after halftime by a great speech by the coaches, which put us like in a great mood, and we went out there and fought. You know, and then when we was high score, it was 0-0, and we fought harder, and it was like a dog game basically.
A lot of times these games can help propel you. Now you're 5-0, undefeated in district play. You got half the season left ahead of you. What's that mean to you right now?
We're just worried about the next game. Forget all the games in the past. We want to worry about the next game and win that game.
Awesome. Well, our Little Caesars player of the game, Xavier Cannabis, guys. Let's go. Coach, will bring you up here. Coach Jail, guys, to the Clark Cougars. Coach, it's your best start here as a Clark head coach. What does this win as the Gucci Bowl champs and being 5-0 now mean to you?
Okay, being 5-0 is awesome. We love it. And winning the Gucci Bowl is always great. But I am so proud of these guys getting their second win in district because that's their focus right now. Heck of a job.
Coach, what'd you say to him at halftime? Because I need that as like my alarm clock or something.
I honestly didn't say that much. I just we just talked about going in there and doing what we're supposed to do, just going and executing and playing hard.
I'm gonna need
One play at a time.
I'm gonna need that recorded on my phone after we're done. All right, Coach, you guys got 5 games ahead of you in district play. You're undefeated in district right now, the whole season in front of you. What's the message to the team as you guys look to go 6-0 now next week?
Well, it's exactly what Xavier said. We're going to focus on one game at a time. I'm going to let everybody enjoy this win, okay? And then next week we're coming back and we're going to work on that next game.
I think Xavier needs an ice bath along with everybody else here. Ice baths going in. Congratulations to the Clark Cougars. This trophy's for you guys. Welcome to the Little Caesars Thursday Night Lights postgame show, presented by the Gamez Law Firm.
Well, what a great Gucci Bowl here from Ferris Stadium. Lived up to all the hype, the rivalry. You know, coming in, Clark undefeated, Churchill 1-3. We thought this might be a blowout. Churchill answered the bell in the first half, and Clark did what Clark does in the second. Caleb Rond made everybody in San Antonio know who he is tonight with a 4-touchdown performance. He was brilliant as the Chargers took a 21-0 lead. The play of the year in high school football as he went airborne and stayed on his feet for the touchdown to go up 21-0, but it was all Cougars in the second half. Jackson with this punt return to get things started for Clark in the second half. Their defense was dominant. The offense did it through the air. They did it mostly on the ground, with Cannabis being our player of the game, 122 yards on 30 carries, including the game-winning touchdown. And the Cougars come from behind, 28 unanswered. to take the 45th annual Gucci Bowl. Next week, it's Judson and Steele out at Schertz Cibolo. Can't wait for that one. A long time, great rivalry. You'll see that man right there. Number 28, Jonathan Hatton, on his way to College Station to play for the Aggies. But first, he'll have to beat the Judson Rockets. That's coming up next Thursday on TNL. Our executive producer is Dean Radla. Our director, Brian Watson, his unbelievable crew of cameramen and operators. Our producer extraordinaire is Chris Kotfus. It's his show. He does all the work. We're just living in it. Chuck McIntyre and Matt Roy down on the sidelines. Our spotter tonight, the great Cade McIntyre, and Nick Funky Cole Medina on stats as always. We'll see you next week on Little Caesar Thursday Night Lights.
This is Little Caesars Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Gamez Law Firm.